Christmas period. This horse is racing super, and he's the winner of 5 races here off the 10-metre handicap. The key is to get him underway, and once he is underway, he's certainly up to winning this race. He was 660 last night on the fixed odds, out to 880 at the moment. Runner number 13, The Best Love. Drivers' challenge at Alexandra Park tonight. Hitting up is Zach Butcher, 240 out to 245. Morris McHenry, 290. Todd Mitchell, 8 into 750. John Dunn, 850 into 750. Tony Hurley, $9 into 850. He's got some good book of drives, Tony, tonight. David Butcher, $12, and any other driver, $14 in the Stonewall Stud Drivers' Challenge. Kicks off in around about 4 minutes' time. Also, of course, we've got the Fast Track Insurance Pick 6 tonight, $40,000. That starts race number 5 at the park tonight at 7:44. My numbers in the first, I'm with CK Spur. That horse on screen at the moment. I'm not keen on tipping out maidens when they step up to 1 to 2s, but this bloke might be something a little bit special. His first up run was very good. Talked to Josh Dickey that night, and he said, John Dickey said, this horse has got a big motor. He's going to be a very, very good horse, and he's targeting some big 3-year-old races with him. He'll learn a lot from last week's run, and he did it pretty easily. The margin was 3 lengths at the line. I have no doubt it could have been a lot more. Wet track conditions tonight and a bigger field and a bit more talent in the field will make it harder for him tonight, but he's 270 on the tote, and I think he was around about 290 on the book. So for me, I put CK Spur on top. I put The Best Love in as the best value in the race at around about the $9. St. Michelle, there he is on screen at the moment, the son of Sundon. Brett Mangos trains and drives. He was at the workouts on Saturday, and he worked up quite nicely. He's a hard horse to catch, St. Michelle, but he's got a reasonable record at Alexandra Park, and I thought he's a chance here, around about the $7 mark for runner number 10, and best of the rest, number 11, George, for Todd McFarlane. Certainly one that you would want to consider in your first 4s. I know it was backed in from around about $11 last night when the fixed odds came out. CK Spur on top for me, home in 57 and a tick when winning last week to go back to back. Aaron White's numbers in the first, 6, 11, 13 and 14. 6, 11, 13 and 14. It'll kick off a treble on races 1, 2 and 3 tonight. Also hope to catch up with Robert Argue. Had a win aboard Soulman last week. Of course, he's in the junior drivers ranks and doing a good job. We hope to catch up with Robert prior to race number 8, the junior drivers race, and talked about him with his chances of power speed. Might get upstairs and grab Aaron White's thoughts on the first tonight. He's 6, 11, 13 and 14. It's a very good evening to you, Aaron. Actually, talking about Brett Mangos, Aaron, this morning, young Georgia Twentyman, now Marianne Twentyman's our producer here at Trackside. Her daughter, Georgia, turned 13 this week, I think on Sunday. For her birthday, she wanted to have a drive and was always keen to having a drive. And she went round to Brett Mangos' place this morning, and Brent gave her the privilege of going around 4 or 5 times at Pukekohe and gave her a great thrill. I know there's a lot of people that's never had a drive in harness racing, and it's something that you never forget, Aaron.
Yeah, you did right there, Craig. Now, Marianne, that means that you've got to go and buy a pony, a cart. Be here on Friday nights for kids' karts racing. Now, Craig, she's got the bug, so we'll get her through kids' karts, and who knows, in 5 or 6 years' time, she might be out there mixing it with the professionals. So, yes, a very happy birthday there. Good evening to you, Craig. Good evening, everybody. Looking forward to Spring Cup night. Unfortunately, the weather hasn't turned it on here in the city of Sales. It's really closed in now, showery, and the track officially slushy for the 10-race card tonight. 6 on top in the first, CK Spur. Pretty dominant victory. Fortnight ago when resuming, a son of Pegasus Spur going the right way, Joshua Dickey. 11, George. I think the 2,700 metres might be the key around George's chances here today. Not too much pressure on over the 2,700 metres in the early stages. Just could see him get into a nice rhythm throughout. He's 10 and 340. 13, The Best Love. I forgive that first up run fresh where it did gallop. That was over the 22, stepping to the 27 tonight. Zach Butcher back in the country. And 14, Moment of Truth. The old boy's always a chance in a race like this over the 2,700 metres. Peter Ferguson doing the driving there on the now 14-year-old son of Sundon. So, Craig, in the first, it is 6, 11, 13 and 14.
Thanks, Aaron. My best of the night. I thought Stunning Banner will win the last, but the $1.45 is a little bit too short. I'm going to make Start Dreaming my best of the night tonight, Aaron. 460, I thought was a little bit of overs last night. Into 360 this afternoon. Of course, ran that unbelievable 53-second last half. I know the track was lightning last week, but that's quite an exceptional run. And I thought she's a mare that would improve a lot with the run. So Start Dreaming will make her the best of the night. We'll throw up a multi too, starting race number 2 prior to the second tonight. You may want to have a look at starting with Crystal Sparkles in race number 2 tonight. But let's head up to Aaron. Starts off a big night of harness racing called Spring Cup. The feature tonight here at the park, of course, is the 7th race tonight, the Alabar Spring Cup. That kicks off at 8:39. Pick 6 is worth 40,000. The late quaddie here at the park, 40,000 as well. Here's Aaron's call on the Christmas party at Alexandra Park handicap.
So the runners come up for the first, the Christmas party at Alex Park, handicap trot, 2,700 metres, 2 3/4 laps around Alexandra Park as the square gators breast up to the tapes, and the tapes fly and they're off. Now 4 feathers off the insides come away in a gallop as to I Got Rhythm. CK Spur, the race favourite, trotted for the first 5 strides, then promptly galloped. Off stride 2 was St Michel and also Sierre. So the first out is going to be Tourbillon to get around its new stablemate Ginger Bertha, a length and a half away. Rarangi Jewel up on the outside of Broforks S, 3 lengths, 4 feathers back down and trotting quickly. 5 lengths to the grey Creamy. They're followed by George and I Got Rhythm. Moment of Truth. CK Spur, well, he lost the best part of 10 lengths in that early gallop. Back with him now is the Best Love and St Michel. Sierre's well back in Perfect Moment. 3 lengths off the back of Sierre as they work down the lane, as Rarangi Jewel has been driven to the top by Andre Potama, is galloping through the home straight. Was 4 feathers there, taken up the track. So Tourbillon's got the nice run in the trail. I Got Rhythm strides forward to sit up on the outside, parked as they turn on to the stables corner their first time tonight. Then Ginger Bertha. Broforks S is the next, back on the inside Creamy with Moment of Truth trotting alongside it. 2 lengths George, 3 lengths CK Spur, 2.5 away in the field then to the Best Love, and they're followed by St Michel, and now there's 10 lengths Sierre, Perfect Moment, and back with that is 4 feathers. So through the back, and I Got Rhythm's about to take over for Kyle Marshall from Rarangi Jewel, and Tourbillon now relegated to 3 back on the markers. So that has Ginger Bertha 4 back, up over on the outside Park. Broforks S, Creamy away from the markers into the 1-1, lead time 1:28.9 as they're about to turn off the back. Moment of Truth comes forward out 3 around George, back on the inside St Michel. CK Spur will give punters anxious moments at the start with an early gallop, but he's in a nice rhythm now for Joshua, back 5th last. They're followed by the Best Love, back on the inside Sierre, Perfect Moment, and 4 feathers the last as they swing into the lane with a lap and a quarter left to go. I Got Rhythm in the Christmas party at Alex Park handicap trot. 32.5 was the opening quarter over Rarangi Jewel. Moment of Truth. He sits out parked. He likes doing it tough, and he'll have to do it tough for the last lap and a quarter. In the 1-1 now is Tourbillon around Ginger Bertha. Broforks S has the back of Tourbillon as they turn out of the home straight. Then St Michel on the inside of Creamy, a length and a half George. There followed Sierre. CK Spur has the back of George in the running line. 4 feathers the inside of the Best Love, and 2 lengths away to a Precious Moment back last as they trot by the 800 metres. 31-1 was the next quarter. So I Got Rhythm through the back from Moment of Truth the outside, and Rarangi Jewel, Tourbillon 1-1, Ginger Bertha 3 back the inside. Then Broforks airs, St Michel and Creamy the next pair. 2 lengths George. CK Spur still the best part of 10 lengths off the lead. He's about to make his move as he did. Might have just clipped the wheel of George in front at his gallop. Galloping with him was the Best Love. Then Sierre further back is 4 feathers and Precious Moment. Across the top they come. The back straight quarter 29.6, and I Got Rhythm leads from up on the outside. Moment of Truth. Here's Creamy and George scouting around runners now. Then Tourbillon back on the inside. Rarangi Jewel, and further back in the field to Broforks S, homeward bound, and I Got Rhythm slips away by 3 from Tourbillon and Creamy. George looking to run out the race strongly. 75 to go. I Got Rhythm, Creamy gunning for a hat trick and gunning strongly now the outside. I I Got Rhythm, Creamy, wide apart, photo finish. I Got Rhythm, Creamy, Tourbillon third and George fourth. They were followed Moment of Truth, Broforks S and St. Michelle. CK Spur, well, he galloped at a critical point of the race through the back straight. Further back in the field, Rarangi Jewel. They were followed in then by Ginger Bertha. Back in the field to Four Feathers, Precious Moments, Seer, and The Best Love to Be the Last. Now, these two are wide apart, which is very tricky on the angle here at Alexandra Park from the commentary box. I Got Rhythm the inside, Kyle Marshall driving in it, Creamy and Andrew Drake the outside. Creamy getting there all the time. Very, very tight. We'll leave that to Judge Graham McLennan. Possibly inside. Tourbillon will be third in front of George and the Christmas Party at Alexandra Park. Handicap trot.
Official placings, race 1, the Christmas Party at Alex Park, handicap trot. 5, 12, 7, 11, 14, 4. 5, 12, 7, 11, 14, 4. Horse 5, I Got Rhythm, trotted the 2700 metres from a stand in 332.23, a mile rate of 26.5. Last 859.6, the 429.9. The margins are half head, 1 length, a half length. 5, 12, 7, 11, 14, 4. Race 1, Christmas Party at Alex Park, handicap trot.
Judge Graham McLennan making it all official in the first, and it goes the way of 5, I Got Rhythm, backing up a nice win last week at Cambridge. Did put in an early skip at the start. Kyle Marshall with a no panic drive. Got her back into her rhythm and sent her forward. And she proved very hard to catch again once she found the top. I Got Rhythm. Raced by Breeders Mrs. V along with MJ Laura, Majestic Sun, Allegro Agitato, 7-year-old Bay Mare in its win 6 at start 43. Ronnie Lauren trained at Cambridge. So mentioned Kyle Marshall in the sulky. Pat Gubb down there, part of the victory celebrations. A race night steward here of the Auckland Trotting Club. 12, Creamy, Monkey Bones, Sanina. 7-year-old grey mare for M.W. Jeffries along with V.F. Jeffries. Todd Mitchell trained at Tofoti, and Andrew Drake at number 7, Tourbillon for third. A Dream Vacation Sun Lamp, 8-year-old Bay Gelding, B.Y. Lim the owner. Richard Brosnan trained at Ardmore, and Dylan Ferguson. Totes in the opener. 5, I Got Rhythm, $16.90 and $4.30. $16.90, $4.30. 12, Creamy, $5.50, $5.50. And Tourbillon number 7, $5.70, $5.70. Quinella, $167.80, $167.80. The trifecta, $3,529.90, $3,529.90. First 4, 5, 12, 7 and 11 with George, $3,359.50, $3,359.50 with a jackpot of $3,158 through to race number 2. $3,158 jackpotting through to the Crombie Lockwood Bloodstock Mobile Pace over the 2,200 metres to open the early quaddie. Race 2, put a line through number 2, Eyelash from the steward's desk. Please note debutante Caitlin, number 3, racing with blinds on tonight. So with blinds are on number 3, Caitlin in race number 2. 4, Rariza, $260 money back. 3, Caitlin, $550, $170. 1, Crystal Sparkle, $620, $1.80. Poppy Drayton, number 13, $660 and $3. $6.23, race 2 to open the early quaddie.
Gets the head in front, King Grin, but 3-0 has the inside running. Leads narrowly from King Grin. Leaders back third, Alter Antonio. It's all go fourth, 1-1. Next, the Revenue Razor. Western Destroyer needing luck. He's 3 back on the inside. Minicam second last, and last on the inside, Lieutenant Jujon. Second quarter, 28.8. Wind assisted into the back straight. Leader is 3-0. 3-0 shows the way, leading at 3 metres. King Grin without cover. Leaders back, Alter Antonio. It's all go, 1-1. Western Destroyer needing racetrack to work with. He's jammed up on the inside, 3 back. The Revenue Razor, Lieutenant Jujon Minicam going down the back straight. Less than 500 metres to run. It's still 3-0 the favourite leading the way. Margin 3 metres. King Grin being called on. Leaders back, Alter Antonio. It's all go emerging 3 wide. 4 wide, the Revenue Razor. Western Destroyer can't get clear. Then Minicam. Lieutenant Jujon back straight quarter. 30.1. 3-0 at the top of the lane. Looking to finish them off. He leads at 5 metres. Alter Antonio second. King Grin battles away. Deeper, it's all go. Even wider, Minicam. 3-0 in front. Alter Antonio coming with a strong run on the outside. 3-0 Alter Antonio. They draw down to the line. He lasted just 3-0. 3-0 takes it from Alter Antonio. Maybe Western Destroyer third from Minicam. It's all go. King Grin towards the tail. The Revenue Razor, Lieutenant Jujon. 29.6. 158.9 the mile.
Well, he's called it the 6 over the 1, so we'll go with Chris Barsby. He's right on the line. 4 and 8 to fight out third position. The rain looks like it's set in a little bit here at Hattrick. We're up to race 5. Last leg of the early quaddie, Laser Plumbing C2. Nighthawk Rose gets a bonus run in C2. It's been flying lately. It's won 3 in a row. I'm a fan of Charlie Bobo here, Rosso. 380 on the downgrade. Races well here at Hattrick. 5 of the 7 wins have come at this venue. And nice trap 1 stats. Don't mind the 430, to be honest.
Ryan, just a word of caution on the inside trap stats. And there's a few like this tonight. And we saw in that previous race, and you were talking about it too, with Sedgebrook Babe, and certainly with Sedgebrook Magic in the last. Charlie Bobo to a point. I've got look, I went 8, 5, 1 and 2. Here's another race like the previous race. Swap the 1, the 8 around. They'll both be happier probably, and you've got a different race. Now, Charlie, 3 starts, box 1, 1 win, and 2 placings. Well, the win came in class 1, and to be fair, he got around okay. Okay, he was only about 2 wids out. It wasn't too bad. There wasn't really any pressure on him. Go back to his last box 1, which was 4 starts back. He ran 3rd. He knocked over every single dog in the race with the exception of the 2 that beat him. He just wiped them out. Now, extenuating circumstances, possibly he did seem to get on heels, which made it much worse. He was definitely looking to back out of it. And he got a bit off balance. So maybe sort of give him the benefit of the doubt. Went back to his other box 1. He did the same thing as 4 starts ago. Trying to back out of a situation. Maybe overcorrected. Maybe got on heels. But again, wiped a few out on his outside. So how would he get round the first bend? Not sure. The 8 Nighthawk Rose, who just happens to be his sister incidentally. And by the way, they're both from the same litter as Spare Some Time, who was outstanding in race 1. She's probably going to draw across the field. She's quite vulnerable here, and I've got her on top. She's going for 4 straight. She's really hit her straps for Bill Hodgson. She's won 5 from 9 now. In the last 3 straight, she ran a 30-30 here, 2 back, but she is a bit vulnerable. Immediately, she's not that quick into stride, and then she can accelerate. She might be in a spot of bother. And the 5 Molly O'Shea, well, she's right in the middle of what could be a bit of a push and shove, but she's racing so well it's hard to deny. Autumn Lights might miss some trouble and press on through the inside. Bit of a 1 batter, 1 pace runner. Autumn Lights was over the 6:45 last time, where she was very, very wide around that first bend. Over that 6:45, 90 seconds out here, we've had really steady rain here. It's very, very wetting for some time now, and any little sort of divot in the track there is filled with water, so it'll be interesting to see just what happens with the times, etc. Be nice to say this is going to clear, but I can't see any clearing weather from where I am. I think the forecast might have mentioned showers, but this is way more than showers. This is just good solid rain, which would be wonderful to break a drought except we've had a drought of sun. I know some parts of the country still a bit parched, despite the fact the rest of us have had plenty of rain, so just wish we could balance it up around the country perfectly. So we went 8-5-1. Real concerns about the run to the first bend, then the two Autumn Lights. Magic Latte, look, her best win in that 3 winning spell she had was a 30 and 66, and she's just found in Class 2 that's not quite good enough, so she'll need a bit of luck there. Steal the Gold's the interesting runner. First up here at Hattrick now with Philippa Lammis and Carol Morris. They've had her for a start, and that was at Manawa 2 the other day, where she ran she ran third in a sprint. Now, has never won a middle distance race, but can get off the lids okay and seems to hold its line. So, look, 520 metres here might be okay for her. That last 5:20 run she had down at Addington in a qualifier for the New Zealand Racing Series, she was there for a long time. She was sort of third, still turning for home. It's a pretty bleak picture, isn't it? Back up the front straight here. And we've got some nice races to come, and this for a Class 2 race is a good race, and a really interesting race too because of the draw. Charlie Bobo, 9 Steal the Gold, box 3, Molly O'Shea Ivanov. Then we've got Autumn Lights, Magic Latte, Opawa Spice, and Nighthawk Rose. And Nighthawk Rose is the favourite off box 8. See what she can do from out there. Ready to run. Sister the inside, brother the inside, sister the outside. Racing. Charlie Bobo's come out well, and Nighthawk Rose is slow, and going forward is Ivanov. Might cross, Steal the Gold, did. Ivanov to lead by 2 or 3. Charlie Bobo gets around okay. Goes a bit sideways as it bumps with Steal the Gold. Autumn Lights gets the run through. Nighthawk Rose found the rail. Is it early enough though? Further back to Molly O'Shea. Opawa Spice, and back last is Magic Latte. Still Ivanov by 2. Charlie closes it down now. Then Autumn Lights, Nighthawk Rose, Steal the Gold, and Molly O'Shea in this straight. Ivanov, kick, scores from Autumn Lights. Nighthawk Rose ran to 3rd. Charlie got tired, ran 4th. Then Magic Latte, Molly O'Shea, Steal the Gold, Opawa Spice. Ivanov, he has just never shown much from out wide. It's not that he's a poor dog, this, that should be paying $29-30, but from what he's done out wide in the past, you just couldn't see him winning this race. Well, he has, because he's found the lead. He's crossed the 9, and he's just gone on and done the job. And Nighthawk Rose, the sisters out Bob Charlie Bobo, who I actually thought was still a very real winning threat, turning for home. Going into that bend, Charlie was okay to there, and then he just sort of balks a wee bit, and he bumps Steal the Gold here, and they go sideways a little bit. It allows Autumn Lights through. But Ivanov just kept kicking up the top. What did they run here? 30-39. Now, he's had 1 win here and a 30-66 over this trip. 1 1/4, 1.5 by a half. And Ivanov just kept kicking. 7-2, 8. It's actually gone pretty well from out there in box 8. Look out for her, obviously, from the inside. 5:01, 1873. Well, Ivanov, if you're going to run a 5:01 opening split, good on you. You deserve the win. And basically, Ryan, he's taken the box draw. He's made it irrelevant, basically, by how well he's run that first sectional. And all of a sudden, the quaddies paid, well, you can tell me very shortly. We will be back with race number 6 on the card, the Aon CPF Class 2 Sprint at 6:42.
What a performance from the 7. Kick, all right, Rozzo. 29, 20 and 470. You'd be off the couch screaming that if you had it. Autumn Lights 220, Nighthawk Rose 170. I thought Charlie Bobo was just going to run on by. Just came to the end of his run. 5:20, looked 50 or so metres too far tonight. 2 and 7, Quinella 141.50. 7-2-8, Trifecta 918.10. First forward, the one $3,073.30. Quaddie 143 and 7. Well, we're going to see a small carry forward. Not as much as I thought though. $2,241 odd dollars with $500 going forward. Chiming in with Strathalbyn here to the South Australian Greyhounds, race number 10, meeting code 35. Favourite in this market is Alinga Val to $1.90 and $1.10.
$8 in a bottle, $8 Little Fury or Lethal Fury, and $8 about Electro Bale. Few of these first up, Fire Insides first up, Inner Bottles first up. The race fit Electro Bale would be a big danger here if he gets a clean getaway. He's at $8 though. 210 Alinga Val. Here's the top pick here. Out to 220 now, so he's just gambling a little bit with her. And this is the 10th event here from Strathalbyn today. Won't be long before they move forward. 220 now, Alinga Val. Box 4. Absolute Zero, the red. Normally she's a consistent type. She's at $7 fixed. $8 in a bottle, who's first up here today. $8 Little Fury and Electro Bale. So moving up. Moving up now. This is race 10. Flowmore Stake. And we're just about ready here now. The signal's given and the lure is set in motion here. Set to run, ready, racing. Alinga Val away fairly, now mustering up speed. Electro Bale, though, the favourites in the centre pushing through. The inside Absolute Zero, fourth place in Colquhoun Jesse. Making ground, Where's Minnie? Further back in the field was In a Bottle. And Lethal Fury, Colquhoun Jesse and Fire inside up the straight. Electro Bale got the fly, it's clear. Alinga Val charged to second, third In a Bottle. Fourth was Where's Minnie? Then came Absolute Zero. Close up was Lethal Fury with Colquhoun Jesse and Fire inside back at the rear. Electro Bale, the race fit.
7, 4 and 5 from Strathalbyn back to the park for race number 2. Well, I note that the bookies have just opened the odds for Invercargill tomorrow and race 8 at the Mott on Sunday. So those are open, so we can look at playing a few multis into the next couple of days.
It's good news, isn't it, Ryan? The market's out early. Invercargill, of course, tomorrow. And yeah, big day at Mochikarara on Sunday on the grass, their first meeting for the season. So looking forward to that. And, of course, 2 weeks to the big one at Methven there. I think it's their big punting competition again. Comes around, I think it's the 16th of October. So looking forward to being down for that in a fortnight's time. Race number 2 here at the park, though. Big carry forward in the first 4, Ryan. So well worth playing into. Good chances here. 4 Rariza and 1 Crystal Sparkles. Crystal Sparkles works super on Saturday, Ryan, and great each way chance here. Great place bet at least from the inside. We'll hear from Tony Hurley who shortly. Also in the market is runner number 13, Poppy Drayton. Second row draw, but she did plenty of work last week and stuck on nicely for Gareth Dixon. Todd Mitchell will take the drive, and best of the rest, runner number 3, Caitlin, a first starter. What I can tell you about her, she qualified nicely. Ran second in the qualifying trial and trialled well again on Saturday. Very green, but does have a motor, and certainly better than a maiden, runner number 3, Caitlin. There's Zach Butcher. He drives the favourite Rariza. This is what he had to say. Zach Rariza's racing really well. It looks like that maiden win's not far away.
Yeah, she got beat by a pretty nice horse in Jack's Legend last start and went really well, and drawing good tonight, so hopefully we can show the same sort of gate speed and end up on top. I think she's probably better suited there, and if we do, she's going to be hard to roll.
She has got good gate speed. Of course, 2 starts ago, ran third behind Gotta Go Darley Queen, who's a very smart filly. Then last start, led them up. Stablemate Jack's Legend, who won a cracking race in the Sires Stakes heat at Cambridge. Got over the top of Rariza late, but had a cold shot at her. She did plenty of work, and she got taken on mid-stages too, Rariza, so she never got left alone. Brett Mangos drove while Zach was away. I thought she won a great race. She's going to be hard to beat here tonight. And if she can use that gate speed to get across Crystal Sparkles, who can leave the gate quickly as well, that may be the key to the race. Tony Hurley, great to have him on trackside tonight. He's got 2 chances here, Crystal Sparkles and Rock and Roll Chapel. Thanks for your time tonight. 6 in. Let's talk about your 2 in the maiden. First, Crystal Sparkles. She resumes tonight. Workout was good last week, though.
Yeah, she's got better with a couple of workouts. She raced as a 2-year-old last year and was quite competitive against some of the better ones. So she's in with a chance, drawn 1 tonight, so hopefully she can stay handy and finish it off.
She was pretty handy off the gate as a 2-year-old, Tony. Have you noticed that she's strengthened up mentally and physical as a 3-year-old?
Yeah, she probably has filled out a bit. She's quite a strong-looking filly, so we'll find out how strong shortly.
Talking about your other runner, was very good first up, Rock and Roll Chapel. Hasn't got the greatest of draws tonight, but I thought a pretty good effort behind Jack's Legend.
Yeah, no, she's probably a progressive sort of a filly. She's drawn awkward tonight again, and a bit of experience, bit more experience. She'll probably just get better with a bit of racing, and hopefully she does.
So that's Tony with his thoughts about the 2 chances. Obviously, Crystal Sparkles at $4, the better backed of the 2, Rock and Roll Chapel. Tony Cameron takes the drive. Didn't she look well on track, though? Rock and Roll Chapel, 48 and 8 for the filly by Rock and Roll Heaven. I put 4 on top just in front of 1. I don't think there's a lot between them. 4-1 in race number 2. Outside them, I thought Caitlin, the debut runner for Bunty Hughes. Maurice McKendry takes to drive. Nicely bred. This one a half to Nicola. Comes into barrier 2 now with a scratching of eyelash. 2 trials in the last 2 weeks have been good. As I say, she's very green. She's got a lot to learn. She opened at $2.80. That was just ridiculous last night. $6 the book, $7 the tote. She's each way now, Caitlin. Great chance here in race number 2. And I put Poppy Drayton into the top 4. She's drawn the second row. She'll need a little bit of luck in running. But as I say, she had to make her own luck behind Jack's Legend last start. Coming from a wide draw tonight. Second row draw again, not ideal, but she was good. If there was a roughie in here, you're taking your first 4s. You're sitting back now, and there's 3,500 carried into that first 4 pool. Runner number 12, American Empress. Now, she's only a little dot of a thing, but gee, she was good at the workouts last week. Her last start race run was back in May behind Aurora Bromack, and she sat parked the whole way, stuck on to run second. Filly by American Ideal, there she is there on screen at the moment. Scotty Phelan takes to drive. Runner number 12, American Empress. Make sure you put her in your first 4s for something outside the square at a bit of value. As I say, the work was very good. I know the stable think that she's okay, and she's one you'd want to consider if you're playing a first 4 with that 3,500 carry forward. For me, 4, 1, 3 and 13. Aaron White's numbers, he's 4, 3, 1 and 13 in race number 2 tonight. Aaron, as I come to you, just on start time for the second tonight, the Crombie Lockwood Bloodstock Mobile Pace kicks off our quaddie on races 2, 3, 4 and 5. Rariza, she got beaten by the stablemate, but the stablemate, Jack's Legend, was pretty good last week in the size stakes heat.
Yeah, it was a great run by him, wasn't it? Settling out the back over the 1,700 metres, made up nice ground in the home straight there. He's going the right way. This one also, the Courage Under Fire mare, of course, she has attracted very strong support in all 3 runs thus far. In fact, she's been sent out favourite all 3 times. Make it 4 with tonight's outing, and I think she'll get the maiden success here tonight. Zach Butcher for Barry Purd. And I've been taken with what Caitlin's put on the trial tracks, the American Ideal filly. She'll race with blinds on debut tonight. Maurice McKendry for Bunty Hughes. Crystal Sparkle certainly comes up with the right draw to be a major threat to the above fillies. The Rock and Roll Hanover filly, Tony Hurley. And 13, Poppy Drayton. Well, she's an each-way chance. The Better's Delight filly. Last 2 runs good, and behind Gotta Go Darley Queen off a similar draw. And then she had a wide draw here a fortnight ago in that same race that Jack's Legend beat Rariza in. So 4, 3, 1 and 13 for me here to open the early quaddie tonight, Craig. I think the second leg, you need a few in there. The third leg, that's going to be an interesting race, isn't it? The 4th on the card tonight. I thought Wainaro Mara was a potential anchor in the first of our quaddies tonight, Craig.
Good chance, inside draw. John Dunn takes to drive. I actually found Alta Michaela in that one, Aaron. One I thought could be a little bit of value after its last start run. And we hear from Tony Hurley prior to that race, and he thought it was a good each way chance. So if you're taking a pick 6 tonight, Alta Michaela was my value of the night. I think it was 13 last night into $7. Maybe one to consider if you're taking a pick 6 race number 5. Kicks it off tonight at 7:44. They're moving in behind the mobile. For the first leg of the quaddie tonight, the Crombie Lockwood Mobile Pace for the maidens over the 2,200 metres. Your favourite is Rariza, 2:10, 1:10 in front of Crystal Sparkles, 4:80, 1:70. I think that's where the gate speed will be early from barriers 1 and 3. Let's sit upstairs to Aaron White for his call on the...
With the runners in behind the yellow bar arm for the Crombie Lockwood Bloodstock Pace, the second to open the early quaddie. Could carry forward in the first 4 here as well. Machine Guns and Gems has a second row draw. As 2 does Harper Franco, Rock and Roll Chapel, American Empress and Poppy Drayton's drawn the outside of the second. Into the lane, 2,200 metres, set. Crombie Lockwood Bloodstock Mobile Pace, green light flashes, they're racing. Rariza Crystal Sparkles out well. Caitlin's going to be up there in the early stages, and coming across is Wirienda Piper, then Machine Guns and Gems. Harper Franco, nice run through from the second line. They're followed by 3 Kisses caught wide around the stables corner. Back on the inside, Rock and Roll Chapel from Turbulent Flow. American Empress back in the field with Poppy Drayton. Luna de Mile taken back to last. 1,800 to go, and Zach takes the favourite to the lead. That been Rareza. Leads by a couple. Crystal Sparkles up on the outside. Third and Park is Wirienda Piper. Back on the inside. 3 back. Machine Guns and Gems. That has the debutante Caitlin beautifully spotted 1-1. Back on the inside then as they work down to the 1600 metres. Rock and Roll Chapel as 3 Kisses comes forward out. 3:43 and 2 was the lead time. Coming out in front of 3 Kisses was Caitlin. Poppy Drayton also looking to come forward. Then Harper Franco between runners. Luna de Mile the inside. American Empress second last but coming forward on the 3 wide train. Turbulent Flow relegated back to last. In the meantime, race favourite Rareza cruising along in front. The mare by Courage Under Fire. Up on the outside 3 Kisses. Another debutante now sitting parked. And Poppy Drayton coming forward with American Empress. With Crystal Sparkles enjoying the lovely run in the trail. 32.5 the opening quarter. 3 back Machine Guns and Gems. Caitlin getting the shuffle up in the centre. Out wide a Harper Franco. Judge Bell in 1 to go. Wirienda Piper's now back to 4th last. Back on the inside to Rock and Roll Chapel. Back in the field Luna de Mile and Turbulent Flow. 900 to go. Stables corner final time. Rareza relaxed nicely in the lead for Zach Butcher. From on the outside American Empress. Crystal Sparkles has had the drop. Second quarter 29.7 in the 1-1 Poppy Drayton. Machine Guns and Gems the inside. Then 3 Kisses out wide a Harper Franco. Caitlin gets onto its back. Rock and Roll Chapel the inside. Then Luna de Mile. Wirienda Piper comes out 3 on the back of Caitlin. Turbulent Flow the last. 5:50 to go. Rareza to the end of the back straight in the Crombie Lockwood Bloodstock. Leads by a length. Up on the outside American Empress. Out 3 wide Poppy Drayton. 4 wide Harper Franco. Caitlin's out 3. Back on the inside Crystal Sparkles will wait the passing lane for the Iceman Tony Hurley. Then 3 Kisses. There followed Machine Guns and Gems. Luna de Mile and Wirienda Piper. Homeward bound Rareza American Empress. Poppy Drayton. Caitlin getting to the outside. Crystal Sparkles passing lane and looking to come through. 3 Kisses. Rareza Crystal Sparkles. Poppy Drayton. Caitlin right down the outside. Rareza Crystal Sparkles. Caitlin's opening up strongly. Crystal Sparkles though. Cold shot passing lane and a winner. Second Rareza just in front of Caitlin. 3 Kisses. Nice debut run. 4th then Poppy Drayton. They were followed by Rock and Roll Chapel. American Empress. Machine Guns and Gems. Wirienda Piper. Luna de Mile. Turbulent Flow back. Harper Franco to be one of the last in 2:44.5. Home in 28. Rareza had the lead. Crystal Sparkles had the lovely trip in the trail. Fresh up the Iceman Tony Hurley. Perfectly executed drive from barrier 1. Lead take the trail behind the favourite. Come the passing lane, too good. Rareza second. Nice run by Caitlin there in for third in the Crombie Lockwood Bloodstock Mobile Pace.
Official placings race 2, the Crombie Lockwood Bloodstock Mobile Pace. 1, 4, 3, 6, 13, 12. 1, 4, 3, 6, 13, 12. Horse 1, Crystal Sparkles, paced the 2200 metres in 2:44.53. Mile rate of 2 minutes 0.3. Last 859, the 428. The margins a half length, a half neck, a half length. 1, 4, 3, 6, 13, 12. All official race 2, the Crombie Lockwood Bloodstock Mobile Pace.
1 Crystal Sparkles to come back at the head of the field, raced by Butterworth Racing Syndicate. Trained at Papakura by driver Tony Hurley. And Tony, the Woodland Stud and Mitavite sponsored rangeman, will bring the Mitavite Black Bike back into the victory circle after the second, the Crombie Lockwood Bloodstock Mobile Pace. Ross Johnson down there, part of the victory celebrations with Murray Goldsworthy. One of our life members here at the Auckland Trotting Club and a race night steward as well down there, part of the victory celebrations. Sandy and Jan Yarnley, the breeders of the Rock and Roll Hanover 3-year-old brown filly out of Taylor Kate, picking up her maiden success tonight and doing it with a beautiful drive from the Iceman Tony Hurley. For Rareza, Runner-up tonight, the Courage Under Fire Stunning 4-year-old bay mare for Stud Home Bloodstock Limited, R.J. McDonald and Jay Fanslow. Barry Purdon trained at Clevedon, Zach Butcher. 3, Caitlin, American Ideal, Nicolosa 3-year-old bay filly, Mrs. P.C. Green and GP Curash, the owners. Brian Hughes trained Ardmore. Morris McKendry was in the sulky. Totes in race 2, number 1 Crystal Sparkles returns $4.50 on the win, $1.40 the place, $4.50, $1.40, 4 Reza, $1.20, $1.20 and 3 Caitlin, $2.50, $2.50. Quinella, $2.60, $2.60. Trifecta, $37.30, $37.30. 1, 4, 3 and 6 in the first 4 with 3 kisses, $482.80, $482.80. 5 and 1 in the early double. I Got Rhythm now into Crystal Sparkles, $40.10, $40.10. 5-4 concession, $10.10, $10.10. Fashion at the Park, 14 October, mobile pace over the 2,200 metres is the third on the card. We take out number 12, that being Bopper Jet. And the early favouritism lies with number 3, Shadow Pass, 281.52. Laredo Torpedo, 471.70. 10 Wrangler, 7 and 2.50. 1 Cowboys and Aliens, 7.40 and $1.70. We open a double in the third, and that'll be underway at 6 minutes to 7 o'clock. The first of our dual sulky action out on the track here for the night. Well, we were meant to have 5 drivers. There's only 4 out there at this stage. Here's the 5th one. Finally braving the elements. Holly Lean it is. And Talk Dirty to Me just coming out onto the track now. In fact, no, for the first of our dual sulkies, and the purple is Lily Phillips and Sparkle. So Carmen DeWitt on Bullwinkle. They're in the green colours. Lily Phillips and Sparkle in the purple. Vinnie Warner and Trailer Park in pink. Rish Grover and Uni Flash in the orange. And Vicky Reese, an oldie but a goodie, in the yellow set of colours here for the first of our 2 dual sulky races. Great way to experience harness racing. Get out there with our professional drivers in the dual seat sulky. Up to 5 pairs, then compete in a real race over 1,200 metres, complete with pounding hooves, cheering crowds, and of course you get the live commentary as well. Well, worth entertaining guests and clients, family, out here at Alexandra Park with a dual sulky race. The runners come up now. The dual sulky race over the 1,200 metres. And one's galloped in the score up here. And that being Lily Phillips and Sparkle. Chasing the gate down now. Coming to Wet and Bullwinkle up on the outside. And the orange jackets, Rish Grover and Uni Flash. And the pink is Vinnie Warner and Trailer Park, and Vicky Reese, an oldie but a goodie, in the yellow jacket off the pole. We're set and ready, and the green light is up, An oldie but a goodie, and Vicky Reese off the inside out nicely from Rish Grover and Uni Flash coming up on the outside to challenge as they work down to the judge. They're followed by Vinnie Warner and Trailer Park in third. 4 or 5 lengths away in the field then to Carmen Duet and Bull Winkle. And not doing things right tonight is Sparkle and Lily Phillips out the back as they pace out to the 800 metre mark. An oldie but a goodie, Vicky Reese doing the driving in the yellow jacket. They lead right on its back then is Rish Grover and Uni Flash in the trail, and moving forward on the outside is Carmen DeWitt and Bull Winkle. Back on the inside then to Vinnie Warner and Trailer Park, and out of commission Lily Phillips and Sparkle. Through the back they go. And Jill Sulky race 1 tonight, and with 600 metres left to go, an oldie but a goodie in the hands of Vicky Reese still lead. From up on the outside, Bull Winkle and Carmen DeWitt. Back on the inside, waiting the passing lane, is Uni Flash and Rish Grover. Up over on the outside then to Trailer Park and Vinnie Warner as they come to the corner. 300 left to go. And an oldie but a goodie pacing along fluently in front for Vicky Reese, Bullwinkle, Carmen DeWitt on the outside. Rish Grover and Uni Flash waiting the passing lane, getting to the outside. Vinnie Warner, Trailer Park. Where's Sparkle? We'll talk about that later. As they come down, it's an oldie but a goodie and Vicky Reese challenging hard. Bullwinkle and Carmen DeWitt. Throw on the inside then Rish Grover and Uni Flash. It's a great finish down to the line. Who's going to get it? Just rolling over the top, Bullwinkle and Carmen DeWitt. They were followed then by an oldie but a goodie, and Vicky Reese will be second, and throw on the passing lane was Rish Grover and Uni Flash for third. Then Trailer Park and Vinnie Warner. They were the fourth across, and Sparkle just didn't want to play tonight. Galloped in the score up, galloped at the start. Here she comes, Lily Phillips doing the driving, and she comes in, clocks in now at the tail of the field. Carmen DeWitt had to be the omen bet tonight, didn't it? On Bullwinkle, doing it nicely, sitting out parked, rolling over the top of an oldie but a goodie and Vicky Reese, and in for third there was Rish Grover and Uni Flash with the aid of the passing line. Vinnie Warner there in fourth with the Trailer Park. Jewel Sulky, your race number 1. We'll have the second of our Jewel Sulky action coming up after race 4 tonight. That's going to be a very competitive affair too. Joel Reichard along with Holly Lean and Regan Cotter, Jacqueline McLeod and Kate Phil Wilson. Hopefully the others are okay, because they tell me Jackie's got a 21% advantage in that race. I'm not too sure what it's about, but we'll certainly find out closer to the race.
gets the coat off, was a Class 1 winner off box 2-3 back in an 85. Now, he's on the cusp of a downgrade, and probably best thing for him is if he does. So we tick down to start time, and that rain probably eased off in intensity, but it's just kept raining. Homebush Messi off the inside. That's a place he likes to be. He won from there last time, although 18-17's probably not going to cut it here. Really interesting just how they're going to jump here, and Brilliant Jailer in particular, just where she lands. To the traps, race 6, Homebush Messi off the inside with Brilliant Jailer, Badoozi, Allegro Cody. Then we've got Pixie Dust, Mighty Mac, Snowball Chance, and Missing Allegro the outside. Missing Allegro's the favourite. Around 3:30, 3:40. And we're ready to run. So favoured candidates outside. We'll look there. Set. Racing. Missing Allegro out okay. Snowball Chance out okay. Pixie Dust leads the charge. Allegro Cody is wide, but Doozy is punching its way into it as well. Brilliant Jailer comes past some trouble, and there was big trouble, including Missing Allegro. Then Mighty Mac and Homebush Messi. Left a mile clear is Pixie Dust. Running second here is Allegro Cody. Pixie Dust, Allegro Cody, but Doozy, Brilliant Jailer. Then Mighty Mac, Snowball Chance, Missing Allegro, and Homebush Messi. And it was messy, very messy. Pixie Dust wins for Lana Pierce. And the time's going to balance up around 17:89, exactly, actually. 7:11 the lead up. And it's 2:75 and 3. Run home there's 10:78. So great deal of trouble. I've just turned around and missed that in the replay, but you might have seen it. Whether it was the 6 causing it, I'm not sure. But Missing Allegro was out well, but it was on the outside of Snowball Chance, and it just gave Pixie Dust the dream run. Brilliant Jailer made up one of her poor beginnings, and that cost her, obviously. And you can see here the 6 on the 8, the 6 on the 8, the 6 on the 8, the 7 gets through, the 8 skates. And then Homebush Messi's just scrambling a wee bit there as well. Pixie Dust, the inside draw, gets her back atop the dais by collision out of rheumatism, raced and trained by Lana Pierce. Win 9 at start 73. I think we've given you all details there. 3 by 2 1/4 by 1, if I didn't mention that. Back half of the program, place 6 starts, so does a double and treble on race 7. Pala Mountain Scientific Nutrition. Now we have a class 3 race over 520 metres. One class 2 tucked in there, that's Corborn Foxy. And we're underway with that, Ryan, at 9 after 7.
Thanks, Rosso. Yeah, nice win, wasn't it, too? 2, 7 and 5, the numbers. Pixie Dust, $8, 180. Beat Allegro Cody, and fair to say, beat it pretty well. $1.70, Badoozi, $2.70. 2 and 7, $15.70. Trifecta, 275, $587.10. 2, 7, 5 and 3, $2,415. Double here, 7 and 7, $165 in the treble. 3, 7 and 2, $3,380.40. Well, cricketers are going well. They've got India reeling at 46.43. Ross Taylor, he's going well with the captaincy. Back to Alexandra Park, to Craig the Whale Thompson. Well, I've got about an hour to get my pick 6 on. I just wanted your opinion in regards to the feature, the spring race tonight. How many do I need in the feature? Can I get away with just Start Dreaming and Huey Green, or do I need a little bit more insurance?
Tricky race because it's a 2,200 metre stand, Ryan. I may Start Dreaming the best of the night. I do think the 460 was a little bit of value last night, and that's been tightened up, I think, to about 360 at the moment. Huey Green, he's had a couple of workouts. He's looked good in them, Ryan, but they haven't got much time. They've been basically just sprint homes. He's got a great fresh record, Huey Green, and he looked very well last week. So I think they'd be the two. If you've got a wider budget, there's a roughie in there called Ideal Bell. We caught up with Zach Butcher earlier, and those who are taking a pick 6 tonight was quite bullish about her chances tonight, Ryan. She missed away last week. She actually swung around at the start. Now, she ran home at 53.4 on a very quick night, and that was her first run for a long time, and she's off the front, so she gets the advantage over the back markers. So Ideal Bell would be your roughie, but if you've got a smaller budget, Huey Green and Start Dreaming. Possible anchor in the last, and obviously Stunning Banner. He's the shortest priced of the night, and he's coming out of the race behind Robbie Burns last start, which is a great form race, Ryan, when you consider the horses that were in that race. The likes of First Home, Robbie Burns, he drops back to a claimer. and it's a 1700 metre mobile, so he looks well placed in the last. So, yeah, we'll talk about pick 6 after race number 4 tonight, but just to summarise, I'd be anchoring Stunning Banner in the last leg of pick 6. This is a good form race number 3 here tonight. We saw the maidens go 2:44 on the last, so the track is playing pretty fair at the moment, pretty quick time. The track tends to condense when we get a bit of rain, and that's what's happened so far. It is washing way to the inside there, so passing lane in use tonight, no problem for Crystal Sparkles, and a very good performance taking out race number 2. Now, Tony's got 2 in here. He's got Shadow Pass and Touring Express. Earlier in the night, I caught up with him. This is what he had to say. Tony, again, you've got 2 in the maiden. Let's talk about Shadow Pass first. The debut run was behind Star Galleria. It was very good. Put aside, back at the trials last week, and again, must have pleased you.
Yeah, he seems a nice enough sort of horse. And he's drawn handy. It's a nice little field. Probably no real stars in it, so it'd have to be an each way chance.
Your other runner, Touring Express, I don't know a lot about it, Tony. Only just seen at the trials the other day. Again, a nice workout by it. Much between these two?
Probably the Shadow Pass has just got a wee bit of experience, perhaps a fraction stronger at this stage. But the other horse, he keeps improving, and he's probably one that he's just got to mature a little bit more and strengthen up a bit too. So, but he's perhaps a place chance or thereabouts. Just keep an eye on him, see how he is.
One to watch in upcoming weeks.
I hope so. I hope so.
You took out race number 2 tonight, Tony Hurley aboard Crystal Sparkles. I really like Shadow Pass. I think he's a very nice horse. He's a horse that will improve with tonight's run, but I think he's certainly up to winning here. He's a colt by Shadow Play. We don't have many of them on the track at the moment. He trialled with Accumulator a couple of weeks ago at Pukekohe. Now, Accumulator's a nice type from Barry Purden's barn that was very close up in the Sire Stakes heat last week. Now, that's against the good 3-year-olds, the likes of Billy Badger, Star Galleria. I thought this bloke Shadow Play wouldn't be without a chance of making to a Sire Stakes heat. So I think tonight will be a better guide to where we are with him, and I've clearly put him on top. Runner number 3, Shadow Pass. I think he's an exciting horse. Runner number 1, Cowboys and Aliens. You look at the run last start, 7th on paper, you'll say, well, that was just okay. But what happened was the trailer, which was the Robert Dunn horse, stopped at the 400 metre mark and took this horse back to last. He was doing his best work at the end of the race, Cowboys and Aliens. So don't be too discouraged when you look at the 7th in the form line. It's a lot better than what it looks on paper, and the trial form leading up to its debut run was very good. Barrier 1's not going to be a great asset to this horse. It doesn't have great gate speed, but it will hold its own from the inside. Got to have it in the mix, runner number 1. I went 3 to beat 1. That horse on screen, Laredo Torpedo, is a very good chance. Its driver, Zach Butcher. Okay, we might get back to that. It's not quite there. I know we've got Robert Dunn, though, for runner number 10, Wrangler. Morris McKendry takes the drive. So let's catch up with Robert Dunn and hear what he has to say. Thanks for your time tonight. Wrangler makes his debut in the 3rd. Looks a pretty good maiden field. What can we expect tonight?
Well, he's a nice maiden himself. He has got a second line draw, and tonight's weather's not the best now, and makes it probably a little bit harder from the second line. Could be a little bit of slush, coming up at them. But I like him a lot. He probably would have raced a week or two ago, but he had a deep-seated stone bruise after he trialled first up at Pookie, and that was a nice trial. He ran 4th and got home very strongly around the outside, and Maury was real pleased with him. So he had to back off and get the foot right, and he had a trial last week. Didn't look that good on paper, Craig, but to be fair, he got checked badly around the turn when he was starting to make a bit of ground, and he ran home good. His work's been very, very good, and an outside place chance. I do like this horse, and I think he'll get better and better, and one day he'll be a nice horse.
So there he is, runner number 10, Wrangler, in the Ian Dobson colours, by Better's Delight out of Jen Morisco. He's got a bit of pedigree. Follows out Loretta Torpedo, so should get a nice run through from the second row. Shadow Pass is your $3 favourite over Cowboys and Aliens at $4.50. Loretta Torpedo, $4.20. I went 3 on top to beat 1 and 2. I thought Tony's other one in the race is not without an outside chance of running in the top 4, Touring Express. Brett Mangos will take the drive, $12. Son of Better's Delight. He ran 2nd in his qualifying run in a nice trial last Saturday. So inside draws for me in the 3rd. 3, 1, 2 and 4. Aaron's with 1, 2, 3 and 11. Classy American. That horse on screen for Ron Richardson in the top 4. If you've just joined us tonight, the first was taken out by I Got Rhythm, trained by Ronnie Lauren. Kyle Marshall took out the first in a very close photo over Creamy, and the second was taken out by Crystal Sparkles. She's come back well as a 3-year-old. Beat Rariza and Caitlin. The Gardens runner number 1 paid 190, 130. 320 for 8, and Flashlock paid 130. The Quinella 1 and 8 was 19.10. The Trifecta 184, 94.60. The first 4 184 and 6, $265.20. 265 and 20. Don't forget the box seat back on Wednesday night, 8:30. Trackside 1. Greg O'Connor, Michael Guerin, and myself. Wednesday night the box seat. Looking forward to being back the first week in October. Been off since the Jules, I think, back in June, so it's been quite some time. Aaron White, as I come to you for the third tonight, good form though I race this. I expect the horses like Shadow Pass and Cowboys and Aliens, both 3-year-olds, their form will stack up here.
Yeah, they certainly will. I went 1, 2, 3 and 11 with Cowboys and Aliens. Things didn't go his way on debut. The Sun Beach Somewhere gelding, as you mentioned, Craig, the trial and workout form prior to that debut was good. That was from an inside second row draw. It's the ace draw here tonight. David Butcher and Jeff Small will put in the 2. Laredo Torpedo, a gallop at the 1600 a couple of weeks ago, was pretty costly, although he did recover nicely to run third and behind Art of Gold. Zach Butcher to do the driving tonight. Shadow Pass, the Shadow Play colt, he's only had the 1 start. That was in behind Star Galleria on debut. I think Star Galleria won by 5 or 6 lengths that night. Star Galleria's come back as a 3-year-old. He's taken a Sire Stakes heat. This one's been going okay at workouts. Tony looking for back-to-back successes on the card tonight. And I got a lot of time for Classy American, the American Ideal colt. He'll be well better for that debut outing. That was in the Jack's Legend race here a fortnight ago. Peter Ferguson for Ron Richardson. Each way chance off a second row draw. 1, 2, 3 and 11 for me to open a double. Fashion at the Park. If you're a fashionista, Craig, you'd certainly want to be here, as many of our top designers putting up their spring collections through the race night here on the 14th of October, so in a couple of weeks' time, and the package is just $99 per person, and inquiries at alexpark.co.nz for further information there.
Yeah, thanks, Aaron. Of course, we've got a fair bit happening at Alexandra Park. We've got the Tropical Night next week, the 7th and the 14th, so at Alexandra Park, and those rooms will get booked out very quickly, so if you want to get along to Alexandra Park for their Tropical Night at the races, the 7th and the 14th, and of course not far away too from Christmas time, and of course they've got a big luncheon here at Christmas Day at Alexandra Park. If you want to get involved in that, make sure you get to the website at Alexandra Park, and great dining facilities here at top of the park on Christmas Day. I can say I've been here and it was a great afternoon. Nothing through from the bookmakers for the third here tonight. There was money in the first for CK Spur and Creamy. Nothing through for races 2 and 3. So as it comes through, we'll pass it on to you. First leg of the quaddie taken out by the second favourite. The favourite for the second leg is Shadow Pass, trained by Tony Hurley. Let's head upstairs with a red light on and join Aaron White.
The runners break formation now and move up onto the Alabar arm for the third on the card tonight to open the second of our doubles, and the favourite at $3.10, Shadow Pass over Laredo Torpedo, the 2 at $3.60. Cowboys and Aliens at $4.30. Good support around Wrangler, a Bettor's Delight gelding on debut to the second row. The famous Christian Cullen colours for Cullen breeding. And it's currently at $7. So working towards the lane, 2,200 metres. Race favourite, Shadow Pass and Barrier 3. Tony Hurley took the previous event on the card with Crystal Sparkles. Down they come, 2,200. Fashion at the Park, 14 October. Mobile, green light flashes, they're off. Shadow Pass, Macton Knife clear the gate well. Cowboys and Aliens off the inside. Laredo Torpedoes galloped in the early stages. Going back to last, it is the second favourite. Moving through the field is Touring Express. That's going to get up to the park spot. Kusima the inside, then Classy American with a nice run through from the second line. It's okay being better. Without Wider Macton Knife being caught 3 wide, he couldn't get in. Back on the inside then to a Banner of Art. Wrangler's back, Laredo Torpedo back into its hopples, but second last. October Rush the last into the back, where Shadow Pass leads. From on the outside, the stablemate came knocking. The lead's not there for Touring Express, so he'll have to sit parked, and that gives Cowboys and Aliens the lovely run in the trail. Kusima 3 back on the inside. Classy American 1 out wider. Macton Knife's having no luck, and a lead time of 45. Laredo Torpedo, well, he galloped where he galloped galloped a fortnight ago as well at the 1600 metres, and he's losing his chance. Back in the field, It's Okay Being Better, 4 back on the markers. Wrangler to its outside, then October Rush, Banner of Art, and 3 lengths Laredo Torpedo. Coming to the corner, and Shadow Pass to the Iceman Tony Hilly with 1200 metres left to go. From up on the outside, Mac the Knife. Well, he's finally got in one, but he's now parked. Cowboys and Aliens and the Chief David Butcher in the trail, and 1-1 Touring Express opening quarter. 33.3 as Wrangler starts his run forward now for Morris McKendry. Kusima is 3 back on the inside, then Classy American. It's Okay Being Better, there followed by October Rush, Laredo Torpedo, Banner of Art the last. 900 to go. Stables corner final time. Shadow Pass leads from Wrangler the outside. Cowboys and Aliens, lovely drop in the trail. 1-1 Mac the Knife. Kusima 3 back on the inside, then Touring Express 3 back in the running line. Second quarter 31.9. It's Okay Being Better back on the inside, a length off that. Classy American, Laredo Torpedo, October Rush, Banner of Art. They're well back in the field. Through the back they run. 600 to go in the Fashion at the Park. 14 October pace. And in front, Shadow Pass from Wrangler. Cowboys and Aliens will wait the passing lane. Mac the Knife's had a tough run, but he's found 1-1 cover for the final lap. Back on the inside, Kusima. There followed Touring Express. It's Okay Being Better. Classy American, Laredo Torpedo, October Rush, Banner of Art. 30.7 the back straight quarter. Shadow Pass for home. Wrangler up on the outside. Cowboys and Aliens about to get a clear passage. Then Mac the Knife out wide at Touring Express. It's Okay Being Better and Kusima. Shadow Pass though given full bore, opens up by 2. Cowboys and Aliens off its back and looking to challenge, but Shadow Pass, boy, here he comes back on a new campaign, and look at him rip away. Laredo Torpedo's putting in a massive run again. Shadow Pass wins. Second over Cowboys and Aliens. Laredo Torpedo, well, he put in a couple of mistakes through the run and he still finished third. They were followed by Wrangler, then Kusima. Banner of Art, Touring Express, October Rush back in the field. It's Okay Being Better. Mac the Knife will sleep well tonight. Classy American back with that. 248.9, 27.8 the run home. Shadow Pass, the son of Shadow Play. And he's put up a very good win resuming here tonight. The Iceman goes back to back. Cowboys and Aliens had every shot at him. He'll run second, and Laredo Torpedo, he will be the third across after putting in those mistakes early out of the gate. Then again at the 1600 where he galloped a couple of weeks ago. And he's flashed through late to get third through on the inside here in the Fashion at the Park. 14 October mobile pace.
Official placings, race 3, Fashion at the Park on the 14th of October, mobile pace. 3, 1, 2, 10, 4, 9. 3, 1, 2, 10, 4, 9. Horse 3, Shadow Pass, pace the 2200 metres and 248.93. Mile rate of 23.5. Last 858.6. 427.8. The margins 2 3/4 lengths, a neck, a half neck. 3, 1, 2, 10, 4, 9. Race 3, Fashion at the Park on the 14th of October, mobile pace.
Shadow Pass returns to racing tonight with an emphatic victory. Suzanne Hurley and D.H. Walker the owners. Suzanne the breeder of the Shadow Play 3-year-old chestnut colt out of Alexandra Ambrosio. Tony Hurley, the trainer-driver out of Papakura. The Mitavite Black Bike comes into the victory circle for the second time tonight. Tony also sponsored by Woodland Stud. Gordon Robertson will be down there, part of the victory celebrations after Shadow Pass's beautiful resuming victory. Cowboys and Aliens number 1, Some Beach Somewhere, 3-year-old Bay Gelding out of Cowgirls and Indians for second for Bruce Carter Bloodstock Limited. Mrs. M.R. Carter, R.C. Johnson, Miss J.H. Cole, Jeff Small trained at Patamahoe, David Butcher 2, Laredo Torpedo. He's his own worst enemy at this stage. Abetter's Delight Zingara, brown 3-year-old colt. Mrs. KJ Purden, TF Henderson, RM Baker. Clearview Racing Syndicate number 1, Solid Gold Standard Breds. Mrs. C. Norsbaum, the owners. Barry Purden, trained at Clevedon, and Zach Butcher. Totes in the third. And a 3 Shadow Pass will return $3 even and $1.50. 3 and $1.50. 1 Cowboys and Aliens, $1.40. $1.40. 2 Laredo Torpedo, $1.60. $1.60. Quinella, $4.30. $4.30. Trifecta, $20.30. $20.30. First 4, 3, 1, 2 and 10 with Wrangler, $80.30. $80.30. The first treble, 5 I Got Rhythm, 1 Crystal Sparkles, and now 3 Shadow Pass, $154.70. $154.70. Race 4 on the card tonight to open the middle treble. The Rosslands Mobile Pace over the 2,200 metres. No defections. The early favouritism lies with number 1, Billy Badger. 290 money back, 6 Miss Daisy, 441.30, 3 Naylor, 481.90, 8 No Way Else, 9 and 3. This excuse is fine number 4, 9.40 and $3. Rossland's Mobile Pace, time to go in 16 minutes time at 19 minutes after 7.
Looking at a place bet there for this pup, but making time off the inside is very, very loose, isn't it? $4.20, $1.30. 7 beat 3, 8 and 4. There's your result from Ipswich. 16.30, 3.30 just size. It's Apache 110, Dash of Luck $3. Quinella 15.80, Trifecta 4.30, 2.70, and 1,218.20 the first 4. Okay, Rosso, this is a tricky race. First leg of place 6, double and a treble. We're going as wide as I possibly could for place 6, but a smoky to spice it up. I've thrown out the 6 Allegro Beatty.
She's up in class here, Ryan, and she's got the ability to get up on the pace here. She draws left. It's going to be really interesting early. Dockie's got no early speed. She'll clear that. She might bring Chai Latte and Thrilling Cassie into it early, which is going to be interesting. And the mystery dog, and I'm going to call him that, is Korborneski, because I really don't know what we're going to get from him. Now, he's a dog who's gone around here in a 30.09. He's won 5 from 9 this course and distance. The last time he lined up this course and distance, he won here by 6 lengths and ran faster than the top grade dogs. However, look at the form around him. He's been tried as a stayer. He was over the 732 metres in a heat of the Kingston Cup there. What was that? 3 starts back. 520 at Addington, we're not too concerned about that. It's 520 here, and how will he go off the 4, and will there be a problem with the 6 coming across him? It doesn't take, it seems, a lot to put him off. He does seem win or bust, and I just decided maybe he could win. The 2 Corborn Gunner, and Matt Roberts has got 3 Corborns all next to each other here. Corborn Gunner has only been tried twice over this trip. Now, last week, she was pretty game going down by a head to Lonesome Nitro. Gave plenty there and comfortably beat Making Time. And Making Time's drawn the inside. And Making Time is a threat off the inside here. Did lead throughout 2 back from box 7, which just that day she was the fastest dog to the first bend by a mile. There was sort of nothing else with early speed in that race. There are some with early speed here, but she should be seen to advantage early, at least Making Time, and that makes her a threat therefore. And the 5 Docker downgrades, and he should be finding the line well enough to run in the money here. He's only 2 placings from 7 on this track. But yeah, so actually, if anything, a touch disappointed when he ran 4th in Class 4, 2 back behind Absinthe Minded, where I thought he was close enough to do better than that. But go back 4 starts, he absolutely rocketed late for 2nd. 7 Chai Latte, she's fallen right back into the jumping poorly, getting into trouble days. Go back 4 starts, she beat Blackie Chan in a 30.27 round here, and she's run even faster than that. Now, Allegro Beatty's going to create her space. Is it going to be enough? Is she going to be feeling good enough to use it? Not sure, but 30.23, 30.27, it's not that long ago. She's slightly off the boil since. She hasn't been jumping. She's been finding bother. And Thrilling Cassie, well, look how far down on form she is. She's back on this track, though, and she's a classic victim of what Ryan and I were talking about earlier, where when she won a Class 3 race, going back, I'm not sure how many it was, 6 or 8 starts ago now, she then had to race 3 times in Class 4 and 5. So she goes from beating dogs like, say, Charlie Bobo, just to pull one out of the air, who raced in Class 2 tonight because he downgraded. But she goes from racing dogs that are around sort of 30, 40, 30, 50 dogs, and she has to jump in with the odd C5 that's floating around on a Friday night that can run 30 flat at their best. So it's just so tough for those dogs, with there being so few 520 metre dogs around. And if you look at the kennels, these 520 metre races are completely dominated by Matt Roberts, Lisa Ahern and Angela Turnbull. There's scarcely anyone else with a middle distance dog, certainly at the top level. Have a look at that Class 5 race later. Susie Kite's got Making Time here off the inside, and Kelly Gommans has got Thrilling Cassie. Later it's Roberts, Ahern, Turnbull, that's it. To the traps, race 7, Palo Mountain Scientific Nutrition. It is a Class 3 race, just 1 Class 2 in it. It's Corborn Foxy off box 3. Double, treble, place 6, here we go. Making Time, favourite, relatively loose. She's off the inside. Locked away. What's Esky going to do tonight? His face is there on the grill, box 4. Set to run. Racing, Making Time out well. Corborn Esky up pretty well. Corborn Gunner's worrying it though, and out wide we've got Allegro Beatty and Chai Latte and Thrilling Cassie. Esky goes back through the field. Docker was checked to last. Let's go back to the top here. Making Time, Corborn Gunner and Noiser. 2 links back Allegro Beatty. 3 links away Corborn Foxy next through. Then we've got Chai Latte, Corborn Esky. Last pair are Thrilling Cassie and Docker up to the corner. Kicking hard, Corborn Gunner goes clear on Making Time. Allegro Beatty and Corborn Foxy. Corborn Gunner's first 520 win over Making Time. Allegro Beatty in 3rd. Next to go by was Corborn Foxy. Corborn Esky leaves punters cold again at the first bend. Back with them we had Chai Latte, Thrilling Cassie. Who'd I miss? Oh, Docker. Corborn Gunner, 30.27. That's all right for a first up win over this trip. 11.66 run home. Kicked hard. 2.16 and 3. Kicked really hard, Corborn Gunner. Sat outside Lonesome Nitro last week and couldn't hit it off. Got beaten ahead, but did comfortably beat Making Time. It's come from behind Making Time here. Esky got out all right, and Corborn Gunner was actually worrying him out of it, and he doesn't take a great deal of worrying, to be frank, and so he backed out of it and got into trouble at the first bend, and Docker copped a bit and Cassie copped a bit. Here's the winner, Corborn Gunner by Spring Gun out of Corborn Indy. Stu Dickinson owns, Matt Roberts trains, wins 7 at start number 17. Those early splits I wouldn't mind seeing. 2.5 by 1 by 1.25 was the margin, and I'd say Making Time ran a fair split there. Early, 4.95, well that's super slick. Nice, 4.95 and then 18.61. That's us, Ryan, for another race. Race number 8 we'll come back for. It's the Eastern Suburbs Roosters Cricket Club Class 2 Sprint. I'm picking them all downstairs, the Eastern Suburbs Roosters boys, 9 and 10 out, racing 7.34.
Good luck to them. 216 and 3. Corborn Gunner 351.20. Beats Making Time 150. Allegro Beauty $3. 1 and 2 $4. 2, 1 and 6 $117.70. 216 and 3 $613.90. We're off to the park. 6.5 minutes away from race number 4. Our next live. Let's have a sneaky peek at a market for you. Rossland's R55 to R70 mobile pace. Track slushy, Billy Badger, your favourite with bookmakers at $2.80. Craig, we'll get back to you for your thoughts and build-up 6 minutes out from the 4th.
Thanks, Ryan. Actually, just hearing through from the bookmakers, best back runner tonight later in the program, Start Dreaming, Ryan. The money is really coming for this horse. As I said, I thought the 460 was a little bit of overs. Into $2.80 now, Ryan. They're taking bets of over $1,000 at $3.20, $2.90, and now at $2.80. So big go here for Start Dreaming in our feature tonight. We'll just about start favourite in race number 7. Goodfield race number 4 here. Got some exciting 3-year-olds going round here. 3 of these went round in the Sire Stakes heat last week at Cambridge. Billy Badger, Run Jimmy Dunn, and the stablemate Naylor. You're chucking the nice horse from last season, Strike the Gold. Miss Daisy's in here. No Way Else was a winner 2 weeks ago, sitting parked out. This is a good field. So only 8 runners, many chances. And a key player here is the Robert Dunn team with Billy Badger and Miss Daisy. Robert, in race number 4 tonight, you've got two-pronged attack. Let's talk about Billy Badger. I thought very good first up. They really run some time. And what was a bit of a sit and sprint in the Sire Stakes heat, he got on really well.
Yeah, he did get home good. We were a bit sort of twixt and between about Cambridge run, because last time he drew wide at Cambridge and left the barrier, got parked out, and it was too hard to run, at the time of his prep. Probably knocked him a bit. But anyway, he's come through the run last week. It was what you call a soft one, really, sprint home. And this is the first good draw he's had probably since early last year. So we're looking forward to getting out of the barrier, getting real handy. He could lead no trouble whatsoever. But I think his stablemate might have second thoughts on that one.
Well, she can leave the gate, Miss Daisy. Let's talk about her. Her first up run was good as well. And looked like her workout on Saturday was pretty good as well.
Yeah, super. Look, we like her in front. She's got super gate speed, and she does race better when she's on the pace, Craig. So young Jack will be heading straight to the front tonight with her, and she'll run along, and she likes running time too. It seems to suit her better than the topsy-turvy race that sometimes can happen if you go back. So, a great Quinella chance, I think.
Of the two, hard to split them, I know. I know Billy Badger's an up-and-comer, and Mrs. Daisy's probably been there and done it, so could you split them?
Well, I think only if the Badger happens to trail Miss Daisy, I think he might have the wood on her, and he is a nice horse, even though his form sort of looks a wee bit indifferent, but he's a pretty classy sort of a horse, and I think he's going to be right there come good 3-year-old races. So I think Billy Badger.
So their trainer Robert Dunn's thought about his 2 runners here, Billy Badger and, of course, Miss Daisy. Now, Miss Daisy can get very fired up. She is doing that at the moment. I think the plans will look for her to go forward from the draw, as Robert said. She's a pretty quick mare off the gate. Pretty quick front line as well, though. This excuse is fine, can leave the gate, as can Billy Badger. So it'll be an early rush to the first bend, and they will be running a bit inside the first 400 metres. I put Billy Badger on top. As I said, the Sire Stakes heat, they walked the middle part of that heat and they sprinted home, and both Billy Badger, Run Jimmy Dunn, and Naylor was out wide on the track. It was very hard to make ground there. It was basically the first 3 round the marker pegs with the first 3 home, lead, trail and parked. Billy Badger got home nicely out wide, and he's got the better draw tonight. He can use the draw. Of course, he was good enough to beat Pacing Major as a 2-year-old. John Dunn takes the drive. I think the best value in the race is that horse on screen, runner number 2, Run Jimmy Dunn. There is a chance he could be trailing 3 back on the fence here. Great place bet. That's why we put in that suggested multi. He was $4.50. I think he's into about $3.20 for a place. If he stuck to the fence here, he could easily run in the top 3, runner number 2, Run Jimmy Dunn. He was $21 last night, the fixed odds into 18 at the moment. 1 to beat 2, the stablemate Naylor. They changed the bit on him this week. Morris McHenry reported that the horse wasn't happy with the way that he steered, and understand that they've changed a bit of gear on him this week. Runner number 3, Naylor. He won at the Park 2 starts ago, beat Accumulator. He's got his fair share of ability, runner number 3, Naylor. Again, both these two from the Hughes team have only had limited starts, and they're both on the improve, but both exciting types. So 1, 2 and 3 for me. Then 6, Miss Daisy, Jack McKinnon. The junior claims on runners 5, 6, 7 and 8 here. Major change, Ben Butcher. Jack McKinnon on Miss Daisy. Strike the gold as Andrew Drake and Mark Johnson. No way else. The reason why? That's the conditions of the race. Those 4 have to have junior claims, hence why the junior drivers are aboard. Aaron's numbers are 7, 8, 1 and 3 in race number 4 tonight. 7, 8, 1 and 3. If you're taking a pick 6 tonight, we'll have an early look at the pick 6. First leg, I know Aaron is keen on runner number 1, Wainaro Mara, and I give it a good chance with gate speed. Hadrian can leave the gate quickly as well. I think you need Alta Michaela, and Awesome Dude was a workout winner from Saturday. Second leg of pick 6 tonight, we'll hear from Tony Hurley. Blackguard's Corner, very happy with its condition. Better right-handed than left-handed, hence why it's at Alexandra Park now. Expecting a big first up run from runner number 5. Dangers, the 2 open class horses, Reel Me In and Cool Cobber, if there was a roughie Monet. Third leg, Start Dreaming, Huey Green. If you've got a wider budget, obviously no doctor needed. Maybe Ideal Bell for the Smoky. Fourth leg of pick 6 is the trap race. This is the leg you need to go very wide. I like the Andrew Grant pair here of Lovely Bundy and Mighty Sunny. Both winning chances here. Blood and Whiskey. I know he's been backed and beaten a few times, but this is his sort of field. Go wide if you can in race number 8. Race number 9 tonight. Kill Lady from the inside you will need with the gate speed. Alta Valencia. Oputama, Zach Butcher gave it a plug. Put it in your pick 6 tonight and Change the Talk was a very good debut winner. Horse that worked quite nicely last weekend was Booming Jet. In the last leg, I'd be prepared to anchor Stunning Banner. Runner number 6. Good enough to run second to Robbie Burns from the stand last start, and prior to that, a good winner over On the Razzle. He's the winner of 15 races and does look the one to beat in the last of danger at runner number 2, Elliot Daniel. That's a quick look at tonight's pick 6 worth $40,000, and it starts race number 5 at 7:44. Aaron, why does it come to you? Race number 4 tonight. Your number's 1 on top here. Billy Badger. 7 on top to beat 8, 1 and 3.
Strike the gold, my value bid of the night tonight. Andrew Drake for Ray Green into this race. Of course, its first run a fortnight ago was its first in 17 months, so was finding the line okay, and a slick time there would have only improved out of the run. I'll put the Son of Better's Delight on top. No way else. It was a brutal win last time. He sat parked and ground them into the deck, won by nearly 2 lengths and a rating 62 to 72. Mark Johnson for Anna Donnelly. 1 Billy Badger with the right draw certainly has to be considered from there. And Naylor got no luck at all in the heats of the Sire Stakes at Cambridge last week. He was a very good winner here for his maiden win that was back on the 2nd of September. Runners brushing up. Billy Badger to come into barrier 1. Run Jimmy Dunn is in 2 and Naylor alongside. This excuse is fine. Major change. Miss Daisy, Strike the Gold, and no way else. This will be an interesting contest. The 4th on the card, the Rosslands Mobile Pace. Some classy 3-year-olds from inside draws. Some tough older horses from outside draws. And they come. 2 1/4 laps. Green light. Rosslands Mobile underway. Billy Badger from 1's out nicely. Its stablemate Miss Daisy is coming across the face of the field though, and she'll get the early lead. Run Jimmy Dunn and Naylor the next pair. Major changes coming forward as they work on to the stables corner. Strike the Gold has gone back to the markers. This excuse is fine to its outside. No way else is back last for Mark Johnson. So Miss Daisy leads them up by a couple. From Billy Badger up on the outside, Major change. Back on the inside then to Run Jimmy Dunn. He's ended up 3 back on the Mark marker line at stablemate Naylor in the 1-1. 4 back the inside is Strike the Gold. Then This Excuse Is Fine, Joshua Dickey second last. And No Way Else and Mark Johnson the last as they pace down to the lead time and 1600 metre mark as No Way Else starts to mosey forward 3 wide. 45 and 1, so a gentle lead time. Miss Daisy from Billy Badger. No Way Else now getting up to the chair. Back on the inside, Run Jimmy Dunn. Major change now with 1-1 cover for Ben Butcher. Naylor's got its helmet. Back on the inside, Strike the Gold. And This Excuse Is Fine as the last as they sweep across the showgrounds turn, where Miss Daisy and Jack McKinnon lead from No Way Else, 3/4 away up on the outside. Second in park, Billy Badger with the nice drag in the trail behind its stablemate John Dunn as they swing into the lane. Opening quarter of 32.9. 1-1 is Major Change. Back on the inside, Run Jimmy Dunn for Todd McFarlane. Naylor's 3 back in the running line. Back on the inside, Strike the Gold and Andrew Drake. And back last now as they work past us is This Excuse Is Fine. So Miss Daisy in front with 900 metres left to go. Up over on the outside, a length away, is No Way Else. And back on the inside then to Billy Badger. In the 1-1 is Major Change as they pace up into the back. The second quarter in 31. Run Jimmy Dunn back on the inside. They're followed by Naylor, Strike the Gold. And This Excuse Is Fine as back last as they get through the back. 600 left to go. And Miss Daisy in front. One of the back bandages looked like it might have come loose there too with the leader. No Way Else is pressing hard. Naylor comes forward out 3. Then Billy Badger waiting for the passing lane. Major Change 1-1. This Excuse Is Fine gets a ride home on the back of Naylor out 3. Back straight quarter 28.3. Back in the field, Run Jimmy Dunn and Strike the Gold. They come for home. No Way Else now goes to Miss Daisy. 2 lengths away to Naylor. There followed This Excuse Is Fine. Strike the Gold getting to the outside. Billy Badger passing lane. No Way Else. Billy Badger. Naylor. Run Jimmy Dunn getting through on the inside. In front is No Way Else. Naylor's coming strongly. No Way Else. Naylor looking to nail it on the post. Missed. No Way Else, I say, a half ahead, Naylor. Run Jimmy Dunn, and they were followed by Billy Badger. This Excuse Is Fine. Strike the Gold. Major Change and Miss Daisy. 244.8 home and 27.3. It's a photo. But I'd say just No Way Else. Mark Johnson. They've done it tough to go back to back. The son of El Soon. Naylor's had a decent crack up on the outside. So it's going to be very, very tight. Run Jimmy Dunn slipping through on the inside. Let's have a look at the drive for the prize. Oh, Naylor. Tell you what, he's got a big head on him, and he might have just tipped out the No Way Else here. It is very, very tight. Run Jimmy Dunn will be third, and the fourth across will be Billy Badger. Another very tight photo here in the Rosslands Mobile Pace. If anything, maybe Naylor on the outside has just got up in front of No Way Else.
Official placings, race 4, the Rosslands Mobile Pace. 382-147. 382-147. Horse 3, Naylor, paced the 2200 metres in 244.8. It's a mile rate of 2 minutes 0.5. Last 800 and 55.7. The 427.3. The margins and O's, 2 3/4 lengths, a half length. 382-147, all official, race 4, the Rosslands Mobile Pace.
Naylor back at the head of the field, a state of JF Toomey, the owner. Brian Hughes trained at Ardmore, and the Magic Man, Morris McHenry, right on the money line. Gets up here with Naylor, win 2 at start number 6, a Better's Delight. Brown 3-year-old gelding at a Brayside Star. BJ and Mrs. CJ Whitelock, the breeders, and Naylor back at the head of the field. Murray Goldsworthy down there, part of the victory celebrations. 8 No Way Else, El Sue, Never No Way Black, a 6-year-old gelding for the Piercies, TK and Mrs. AA, Anna Donnelly trained at Cambridge, and Mark Johnson. 2 Run Jimmy Dunn, American Ideal, 3-year-old bay gelding out of Delightful Paula, raised by P.A. Cronin, Mrs. D.L. Cronin, R.M. Allen, G.A. Chitty, Mrs. M.E. Green, Mrs. P.G. Hughes and Mrs. P.C. Green, the owners, Bunty Hughes trained at Ardmore, and Todd McFarlane. Naylor, with his nose victory, will return $3.40 the win, $1.30 the place, $3.40 into $1.30, 8 no way else at $3, 3 even. 2 Run Jimmy Dunn, $2.80 to $2.80. Quinella $32.80. 32.80, trifecta $397.90, $397.90, 382 and 1 Billy Badger in the first 4, $683.80, $683.80, 3 and 3 in the double, Shadow Pass and Naylor, $9.40, $9.40, 3 and 8 concession, $9.10, $9.10. Race 5 on the card tonight. The Lincoln Farms Mobile Pace to open the Fast Track Insurance $40,000 guaranteed pick 6. Also open a double and place 6, scratch number 8 Beacon Hill. 1 Wainaro Mara, 5 and $1.60. 10 Ultimate Kayla, $641.50. 4 Turnbull, $670, $1.80. 12 Awesome Dude, 7 and $3.50. 3 Stunning Shadow, $7.80 and $3.20. 14 Soldier, $11 and $4.50. The top 6 in the market for the first leg of pick 6. Well, the second of our dual sulky races out on the track. Joel Reichard and Pretty in Pink. Holly Lean and Don't Talk Dirty to Me. She's in the purple set of colours. Regan Cotter and Puma Pants in the orange. Jacqueline McLeod and Red Hot Philly Pepper in the green jacket. Out of barrier 2, and Kate Phil Wilson and the Boss. They've drawn down on the inside here for the second of our dual sulky races tonight. This is going to be a beauty over the 1,200 metres. A lap and a quarter under the ribbon of light at Alexandra Park. The Boss is drawn down on the inside. Here we go. Dual sulky racing, go. The Boss and Kate Phil Wilson off the insides out nicely now. Puma Pants, Regan Cotter has gone for an early gallop here and charging out is in the purple. Talk Dirty to Me and Holly Lean to take up the early running. Now sitting out parked is Red Hot Philly Pepper and Jackie McLeod. Back in the field then is Pretty in Pink and Joel Reichard, and galloping out of commission Puma Pants and Regan Cotter. So they head out to the 800 metre mark here, and in front, Talk Dirty to Me and Holly Lean leads by a length. Up on the outside, Red Hot Philly Pepper and Jackie McLeod. Back over on the inside then to, as they work through the back, the Boss and Kate Phil Wilson. Oh, the leader's galloped here. The leader's galloped down to the 600 metre mark, and looking to move forward up on the outside was Pretty in Pink and Joel Reichard. So they get to the end of the back straight and taking over Red Hot Philly Pepper, maybe Jackie McLeod. Use that 21% extra that we were telling you about earlier in the night, and maybe whispered into the leader's ear. That's why I went for a gallop. She's got the lead here. Coming up on the outside, Pretty in Pink and Joel Reichard, and further back in the field, the Boss and Kate Phil Wilson. They're the chances as they come for home now. Jackie McLeod and Red Hot Philly Pepper in front. Coming strongly, Pretty in Pink and Joel Reichard. Joel rolls to the top with Pretty in Pink, and he certainly does look Pretty in Pink, and he's going to pace away with the dual sulky race, and Pretty in Pink and Joel Reichard win. Second over was Red Hot Philly Pepper and Jackie McLeod. They were followed in then by Talk Dirty to Me and Holly Lean. Back in the field then was the Boss and Kate Phil Wilson, and after an early mistake, Puma Pants, he probably did that too, Regan Cotter, back at the tail. Jill Sulky Racing, race 2 on the card tonight. And Joel Reichard and Pretty in Pink has rolled over the top of Jackie McLeod and Red Hot Philly Pepper. She couldn't use that extra 21% to her advantage tonight. She'll run second. And third over will be Talk Dirty to Me and Holly Len, and then the Boss and Kate Phil Wilson. She'll be in fourth, and then do we have Puma Pants and Regan Cotter there for a fifth. Jules Olkey Racing. Further information, inquiries at alexpark.co.nz 09630 5660. Great way to enjoy racing here at Alexandra Park. Get your friends, colleagues, family together. Bring them out, Jules Olkey Racing at the park, and have as much fun as our drivers have had here tonight with the Jules Olkey action. Sir Lincoln bring us the fifth on the card with Lincoln Farms. Sir Lincoln down under Some Beach Somewhere has 7/8 the same pedigree as Some Beach Somewhere. Both are by Mark 3 out of Beach Tower Mares, out of Camfella Mares. Family of champion Fake Left. Sir Lincoln is from the family of leading sire in Fake Left. Fake Left's second dam, Miss Exceptional, is the fifth dam of Sir Lincoln. Further information and inquiries, lincolnfarms.co.nz. Stud fee of $2,500 plus GST. $1,000 plus GST if paid within 30 days of invoice. Wainaro Mara number 1, John Dunn, $5.20, $1.20. 2, Armour Blue Chip Boy, Morris McKendry, 15 and 8. 3, Stunning Shadow, Todd McFarlane, 973.74. Turnbull's Todd Mitchell, 690 and 2. 5, Hadrian, J. Abernathy, 13 and 6. 6, GJ Seals to James Stormont, 15 and 5. 7 to 5, the odds, Jack McKinnon, 25 and 20. Take out 8. 9, Charlie Harper, inside second row draw, Salish Abernathy, 36 and 11. 10, Ultimate Kayla, Tony Hurley, $5.90, $1.80. 11, Soul Man, Robert Argue, 31 and 5.80. 12, Awesome Dude, David Butcher, 632.80. 13, Art of Gold, Andre Potama, 20 and 660. 14, Soldier, Dylan Ferguson, 15 and 550. Good luck with your bets. This opens the Fast Track Insurance $40,000 pick 6. We race in 9 minutes.
Nearly there. Racing, Smash Allegro out pretty well, but Allegro will go, hits the button tonight too, and Big Fat Gypsy is right there around the outside there. We've got Cheer Up, we've got Kapai a wee bit closer in, Corborn Frost in traffic, getting the rails run here would have been Shelley McBell, and Tracy's at the back on the corner, smashes away, giving chase here would have been Shelley McBell, and then Allegro will go, a 2.53 and a big cheer from the Roosters. Fourth across there was Big Fat Gypsy, followed it then by Tracy and Cheer Up and Corborn Frost, and back with them. Who did I miss? Can't recall. Smash Allegro, good to see him back in the winner's circle by collision out of Hi-Fi Allegro. What's he clocked? 17 and 52, not a bad return from the old fella, 10.58. And it's been 2, 5, 3 and 4. Off the lids, bang, out nicely. Allegro will go, found the lead tonight. Smash Allegro pushed up the inside. Big Fat Gypsy was there. Corborn Frost tried to cross behind it. Cheer Up trying to get around them, but trapped wide, and that allowed Kapai a wee run through. But the one that got the lovely run through was Shelley McBell, the 5. She's come from second last to get up for second by following that rail around. Honours though with the Smash Allegro by Collision out of Hi-Fi Allegro for Lisa Ahern, owns and trains. Sure, the Ken will be absolutely delighted to have him win this. It's win 26 in his career, and he's now won in excess of $72,000. And Brendan Cole's leading him back, and leading back the second dog there is Sammy Stone there with Shelley McBell. And the reason I mention her is because it's Sammy's birthday today, so happy birthday, Sammy. She led Vito Baxter, a winner for the Macanuni Kennel earlier tonight. Race number 9, Wanganui Toyota Class 2, 305 metres, 9 and 10 come out. First leg of the late quad, carry forward $537 from the earlier quaddie, and Ryan back with that at new start time, 7:57's back a minute. We're off to Alexandra Park soon, I believe.
Cheers, Rosso. Yeah, nice win there, Smash Allegro. Let's get to the park now and join Craig DeWell Thompson. Well, it's pick 6 time and a tough start to it, race 5.
You're right there, Ryan. Go as wide as your budget will allow the first leg, but I think you need to get through this leg, and to be fair, it's a $5 favourite. There's not a lot of disclosed race day form in this race, so I think you work around a bit of trials form. A couple of horses have been racing in stronger fields, Ryan, and as I say, go as wide as your budget will allow. We'll get the result out of Wanganui before we get to these interviews. The last at the Wanganui Dogs was race number 8 and was taken out by Smash Allegro 230-130, Shelley McBell 320, Allegro All Go 290. Quinella paid $16. Trifecta paid $143.80, and the first 4 on 2, 5, 3 and 4, $827.40. 827.40 that completed a double. 2 and 2, $11.70, and 2 and 5, $11.90. Just a quick update on the Kiwi Punters Champs tonight at Alexandra Park. Their second heat tonight. Talking to Richard Bromley on track. 25 teams in the competition tonight. That's a really good turnout here upstairs, and Goodfellas are leading at the moment on about $1,300 in front of Mr. Singh, $1,100, and the Tar Syndicate at around about $1,000. So just a quick update after 4 races in the Kiwi Punters Championship Heat number 2 at Alexandra Park tonight. Of course, they've got one more left to go here, and 25 teams. Outstanding turnout here at Alexandra Park. Tony Hurley drives runner number 10, Alta Michaela. This is what he had to say. Tony, pick up a drive for Eddie Clark and Alta Michaela. Last week she got home quite nicely. It's a very even field. What do you make of her chances tonight?
Yeah, it looks like if they sort of keep going up front, she finishes the races off. She finished it off good last week, like you said, and hopefully just a bit of luck in the running, she could be thereabouts again, perhaps.
Yeah, it has been the mover here. I can tell you it opened up at $13, Alta Michaela. Now she's probably getting too short at $5.50, but I'd suggest there's been a little bit of money on her to bring her in from $13 to $5. I think her right price is somewhere in between the two. So she's no superstar, hence why she's won 3 from 43, but that's this type of field. Last week she got home very well behind Soul Man, who's a race rival here tonight, and probably in another 50 metres would have near won the race. That's how quick she was coming, Alta Michaela. She follows out Armour Blue Chip Boy, so should get a nice run through. Robert Dunn, they have defied the odds in race number 5. Defy the odds, Robert, in the 5th. Not a great draw. Barrier number 7. Is it a case of taking the shortcuts tonight?
Yeah, it is. Look, I've raced in this horse. He's our galloping pacemaker, Craig, and he's here for 2 reasons. One is he's picking up $400, which is great. He's filling the field up, so it creates, better, and he will eventually finish in the first 4 when he gets a good run. It's good for young Jack driving him too, because he's learning to sort of not to just have to go via the cape, for want of a better word. He's just learning to be able to put him in between horses and finding a gap and trying to make the right decisions on a horse that is battling at the moment. But he'll just carry on kicking along, and eventually I think his form will improve. Might take a little bit of time as he gets fitter. Even though he's fit with galloping, he's not fit with pacing, so we're quite happy where it is, and it's good for Jack as a driver, and it's good for the club to have another horse racing.
And it is good for the club to have another horse racing, and as I say, this bloke, he's the galloping pacemaker, $41 for Defy the Odds. big money for a Robert Dunn trained runner. Doesn't have a lot of form, and he's got a horrible draw, hence the price. Second outsider in the field. How do we summarise race number 5? Pick 6 tonight. I went 10 Alta Michaela on top. I think the value's probably gone now, but if you're taking a pick 6, put her in. 1 Wainaro Mara from Nicky Chilcott's barn. Gate speed, inside draw. Possible trailer here, I believe. Wainaro Mara gets off pretty well and has been racing well without a lot of luck. Put the 1 in. Awesome Dude. That horse on screen at the moment. Race day form is abysmal. 3 duckheads in its last 3 starts, but its trial form is exceptional. Very good last week at the trials. If he could replicate trial form to race day form, he'd go close to winning this, but he's got a few tricks. He can gallop for no reason. Awesome Dude. If the real one turned up, he's got a personal best of 241. That would round this field up. 12 Awesome Dude. So make sure you put him in your pick 6, but he's no good thing. He's around about $6 at the moment. 440 when he opened last night. I thought the roughie in the field is runner number 5, Hadrian. This one again's got terrible looking race day form, but gee, trialled really well a fortnight ago. He needed the run at Cambridge the other night. They went pretty hard. He got outside the leader at the 800 metre mark, hit the front at the top of the straight and just battled the last 100 metres. He finished about 4 or 5 lengths off here, Shifty at the line. He does have good gate speed. Looking at the front row here, I thought Wainaro Mara, Hadrian, and Stunning Shadow like to come out, but Stunning Shadow goes a little bit rough, so Hadrian may get across them early on here. That puts the one horse in the trail in the right place to be, so hence why it's short now at 310 and 140. Pick 6 first leg, $40,000 guaranteed. Of course, the late quaddy here at the park, $40,000 guaranteed as well, and that will start our feature race number 7 tonight, the Spring Cup. Of course, Huey Green, good enough to run a placing in the Auckland Cup, 3rd in the Derby. He's an excitement machine when he's right. I'm just not convinced he's 100% yet, but even at 90, 95% may be good enough to win that race. No doctor needed, of course. He's very smart when he's right. Of course, he ran 3rd in a Group 2 behind Smolder. He beat Huey Green last year in March. He's good from a stand, and he gave him 35 metres last time, and much better place tonight off the 10 metre handicap. You tuck in, obviously, Ideal Bell. 2nd in the Jewels behind Venus Serena, of course, the Group 1 winner of the Oaks. That seems an awful long time ago, but she was a long time off the scene. Her sectionals out of that race last week, 53.4. Now, Start Dreaming went 53.1. I think the sectionals are a little bit irrelevant because that track that night was probably the fastest I've seen in 25 years at Alexandra Park, and I'll give you the reasoning why. A horse like First Home, who ran 6th in that race, broke 54 seconds. First Home's a handy horse, but he's no 54-second last 800-metre horse. That track was flying that night. The maiden trotters, the horses like Lovely Bundy, they went 57 seconds for a maiden trotter. That's how quick the track was at Alexandra Park, and it's quick again tonight. So they will run some time, even though we've had plenty of precipitation in the Auckland region in the last 12 hours. Looking forward to our feature, race number 7. It kicks off the quaddie, the Spring Cup of 2016, taken up by a Hoka punter last year and some very good horses in previous years. We'll do a runner-by-runner build-up to the feature at around about 8:34 tonight. Aaron White, we'll come to you for the first leg of Pick 6 tonight. I think you want to get through this first leg. Would you be anchoring Stunning Banner in the last leg of Pick 6?
I don't know, Craig. He's the best horse in the field. He's had 12 runs over sprint trips yet to win one. He's only placed in 3 of them. He's certainly the best horse in the field. I did make my long shot in that race, Sakura. Drove Azir and Shell Shocked have both done good jobs since coming north over the 1,700 metres the last. So he does certainly stand out as a potential anchor, but his sprint to record, 1,600 and 1,700 metre form, suggests you might want to just cover him in the last leg of Pick 6 tonight. Here we go, the Lincoln Farms Mobile to open Pick 6 by Wainaro Mara. We'll run the $3.70 favourite off the inside in the Tangerine with the White Star. Nicky Chilcott's colours, John Dunn aboard. Into the lane, 2,200 metres. Awesome Dude. Well, he's going to gallop at the start tonight. He galloped for a couple of strides, so he's clearly last. First out, Hadrian, driven with aggression. Up there too is Stunning Shadow. Wainaro Mara has been crossed. Out wider then to Art of Gold. Coming through too was Soul Man. They're followed by Turnbulls, Armour Blue Chip Boy, Charlie Harper, Ultimate Kayla. They get back with Soldier. Back in the field then to GJ Seals to defy the odds, and Awesome Dude. Well, he did gallop out of the machine, and he's 3 lengths detached off the back of Defy the Odds as they pace up into the back. Hadrian takes up the running here, leads by a couple from Art of Gold on the outside of Stunning Shadow. 1-1 to Soul Man, an upset winner here a fortnight ago. There's a half a dozen lengths by Naro Mara has been taken away from the markers. Charlie Harper getting underneath it, and Turnbulls has the back of Wainaro Mara, the favourite. Then Armour Blue Chip Boy, Ultimate Kayla and the Iceman well back in the field with Soldier on its back. GJ Seals to defy the odds and 4 lengths away to Awesome Dude as they scoot across the showgrounds turn. And in front is Hadrian. From up on the outside, Art of Gold, Andre Potama second and parked, and Stunning Shadow with the nice drop in the trail, and Soul Man 1-1. 3 lengths, Charlie Harper, Wainaro Mara, opening quarter 30.5 with a lead time of 42. On the back of Wainaro Mara is Turnbulls, then Armour Blue Chip Boy. Ultimate Kayla's been taken back to the marker line to take up the leeway there with 1,000 to go. 2 lengths to Soldier, Defy the Odds, GJ Sealster, and 2 lengths Awesome Dude as they work around the stables corner final time. Hadrian and Salish Abernathy lead from Art of Gold, and Stunning Shadows had the lovely drag in the trail, and 1-1 Soul Man. Charlie Harper the inside, Wainaro Mara travels well enough in 6th, and 1 off the inside with Ultimate Kayla to its inside. Then Turnbulls, Defy the Odds, Armour Blue Chip Boy, Awesome Dude comes forward now out 3 and 4 wide. GJ Seals to Soldier, the last 600 to go. Lincoln Farms pace, and through the back they go. Hadrian in front, a length and a quarter. Coming up stylishly now is Soul Man. Back on the inside, Stunning Shadow, yielding ground as Art of Gold. Charlie Harper, here's Wainaro Mara. Ultimate Kayla's come away from the markers, gets out 3 wide. Then Turnbulls, further back is Defy the Odds and Soldier. GJ Seals to Armour Blue Chip Boy and Awesome Dude. Back straight quarter, 29 and 9. Hadrian for home, leads by a couple. Stunning Shadow, here's Wainaro Mara. Ultimate Kayla getting to the outside. Hadrian, Stunning Shadow goes to it. Wainaro Mara, Ultimate Kayla down the outside in front. Stunning Shadow, Wainaro Mara, Ultimate Kayla, they come strongly, but Stunning Shadow, another one that had the lovely run in the trail, will be successful tonight. And Stunning Shadow, too good for the Mac Attack. Todd McFarlane beating out Ultimate Kayla, Wainaro Mara. Armour Blue Chip Boy, when it was all over, they were followed Turnbulls and Hadrian. Soldier back in the field, they were followed by Awesome Dude. Charlie Harper was well back in the field, as to there was a Soul Man with Art of Gold back. Back there too was GJ Seals to Defy the Odds back with those, and 243.2, 29.2 was the final quarter. Stunning Shadow at around $10 and $3. And Todd McFarlane will get the prize after getting that lovely drag along in the trail. Ultimate Kayla. Tony Hurley's got that home for second. Wainaro Mara. Turnbulls, in fact, will be the 4th across, making up first 4s. And the Lincoln Farms Mobile Pace, a nice win. Stunning Shadow, its career win 2 at start 14.
Official placings, race 5, the Lincoln Farms Mobile Pace. 3-10-1, 4-5-2. 3-10-1, 4-5-2. Horse 3, Stunning Shadow, paced the 2,200 metres in 2:43.20. A mile rate of 1:59.3. Last 859.1. The 429.2. The margins are half length, 2 lengths, 3.5 lengths. 3-10-1, 4-5-2. Race 5, Lincoln Farms Mobile Pace.
Stunning Shadow back into winning form tonight. Second on the card for Stallion Shadow Play, also a R.D. Ashworth along with G.V. Gill and S.A. Ashworth, the owners. Congratulations to you, David and Claire McGowan, prepared out of Pukekohe, and Todd McFarlane back at the head of the field. John Street down there for Lincoln Farms, part of the victory celebrations. Gordon Robertson, Race Night Stewart of the Auckland Trotting Club, also in attendance. Stunning Shadow by Shadow Play out of Dunbeath. 5-year-old bay gelding bred by Alabar New Zealand Limited. Second over 10, Ultima Kayla, El Sue, Ultimagari Brown, 6-year-old mare for the Alta Breeding Company Limited, and T.E.T. Clark, Eddie Clark trained at Pukekohe, Tony Herlihy. And third over 1, Wainaro Mara, Lismara, 5-year-old bay entire out of Wainaro Lassie, T.L. Roadwell, the owner. Nicky Chilcott trained at Cambridge. John Dunn was in the sulky. 3, Stunning Shadow. Returns $10.80 for the win, $3 the place. $10.80 and 3. 10 Ultima Kayla, $2, 2 even, and 1 Wainaro Mara, $1.70, $1.70. Quinella, $25.80, $25.80. Trifecta, $263.60, $263.60. First 4, 3, 10, 1 and 4 Turnbulls, $2,477.50, $2,477.50. Early Quaddy, 1 Crystal Sparkles, 3 Shadow Pass, 3 Nailer, and now number 3 Stunning Shadow returns $563.80, $563.80. Pick 6, 5,857.58, safely through leg 1, 5,857.58 in pick 6. Race 6 on the card this evening. This is our feature trot. Should be a very good contest too, over 2,700 metres, brought to us by Belmont Linen Hire. There are no defections. Blackguard's Corner number 5, resuming on a new campaign. Tony Hurley, $3.50, $1.50. 4 Katie Hall, $6.60 and 5.10. 7 Commander Paris at $9.80 and 6. Hot Chocolate Tart number 1, 10 and 2.50. 11 Real Me in at $11 and $4. Feature trots, 14 minutes after 8.
There's a dog in the 4 who turns it on sometimes, but the 2 and the 6 to me look the ones to beat here. So in terms of a quaddie overall, we've got about 3 minutes left, starting with 2 and 6. 1 and 6 in the next. That's Sheermas off the 1 and Timid Turtle off the 6. Sheermas won on Monday, Timid Turtle won last Friday. 2, 4, 8 in race 11, Val Baxter, downgrading special really with 3/4 in class 5, is drawn next to Allegro Lass, who will run away from the rail. 8 Lone Star Lad, unlucky at Manawatu, and a good second here prior was encouraging. 4 Allegro Boom could win again up in class. And in the last leg, I'm taking the lot, and the reason for that is the field's drawn upside down. The 1 wants out. You wouldn't hire the 2 to paint the rail either in that race. And the 8 will want in. And actually got the 5 on top there. Stolmer Wallop just paying about 8. I think Chambo's the outsider at 16. Could it win? Yeah, probably. I think it's going to be a Shamozzle the last race. Sedgebrook Magic's a 2.10 favourite off the inside. And He really doesn't like it there. If anything puts pressure on him, there'll be trouble. I know his record sort of reads all right from box 1, but it's a bit false, and 3 of those box 1 wins at Manawatu is record here. This course and distance, Sedgebrook Magic in the last, has 7 starts, 1 win, 1 minor placing. And that win came in a Class 4 about 13 months ago. In his recent box 1s here, he has not wanted a bar of any pressure on the outside. Ginger Cole might save him, being in the 2, but like Sedgebrook Babe earlier, maybe not. Anyway, that's all for later, but it's part of this quaddie which starts here. So, went for the 2, Allegro Runnings. Runner-up twice at Manawatu, and this is really her track. 5 of her 7 wins have come here, and she gets a handy draw to work with. But the 6 Lover would have been unbeaten in New Zealand, but for the fact that he got basically bowled when he was about to take the lead and run away for another win last start off box 6. And yes, he has the 6 again, but he's got Corball Morris in the 5. Corball Morris will probably draw in here. They're both up in class, Lover and Corball Morris. They've both got the goods to go further than Class 2. Lover keeps improving time-wise, 17.71 last time. And Allegro Runnings, incidentally, best round here in a handful of wins is 17.69, so not much in between them on that score either. And as I say, the 5 might just help the 6 here. 5's a good enough dog to win. He's clocked a 57. He's only won 2 from 10. Does not help himself with his racing style. Not the quickest into stride. Does seem to want to angle in. Certainly did on Wednesday here in that Class 1 final. He did win 4 back, but that was from box 2 when he clocked that good 17.57. And the 4 dog Fair Cruisin', she's always a little bit of a worry in that she can turn it on. She's run 55 here in the past. She hasn't looked like that lately. She hasn't been jumping well enough to put herself into that position. So she's kind of an if but maybe, but that can only carry her so far. Totes off the inside, maybe the inside draw will help him jump a bit better. He seems to have lost the will to jump. He's only run 1 from 18 here, but lots of placings. And just had the 3 box 1s and placed in all of them. So maybe he'll jump a bit better from there, we'll see. So over it's racing reasonably well. Manu Rama's got box 7 for the 5th time in 6 starts, and he doesn't like it, and he does like to run in a little too, so Lover wants to clear him early. Magic Gina resumes the outside. Race 9, first leg of the late quaddie, Wanganui Toyota Class 2 sprint off the inside Totes. So over it in 3, then Corborn Morrison, Manu Rama. Second line, we've got Allegro Runnings, followed down Fair Cruisin', Lover and Magic Gina. And not much between the favourites here. 6 Lover over the 2 Allegro Runnings. Lined, ready, all clear through. Rayudi rolls the lure, looking at the 2 and the 6. Nearly there. Racing Lover steps beautifully from Allegro Runnings. Manu Rama, Magic Gina punching up the middle here would have been Corball Morris. Gets to the rail, Corball Morris, but the lead is gone. And that's Lover. Further back on the race then to Totes. Magic Gina is a long way out the back, and there's one behind that too as they swing the corner. Fair Cruisin', it's all Lover. In easily from Corball Morris, Allegro Runnings, and Totes next to go by, then Manu Rama. Followed through by Fair Cruisin'. Next to last was So Over It, and Magic Gina greets at the rear. There's some time here, there's some time. It's a 17.43. This dog is getting better and better and better. 10.62 run home. He has just ruptured this field wide open early with a phenomenal split. And Lover just bolts home. Corball Morris, Allegro Runnings, they are good dogs over the 3.05. Watch him here, bang. 3 3/4, 1 3/4, 3.5. 6.81. 6.81 opener here. Now, someone ran something ridiculous recently about a 6.77 or something. And they hardly ever run 6.80 anywhere around that, even the top dogs. So that is phenomenal from Lover, who every time he steps out is just looking better and better. I mean, you could say with the exception of the last start, but he would have won that. He got bowled just as he was heading to the front. He's by Flying Stanley out of everywhere. He's trained by Angela Turnbull. He's now won 5 from 8. He's 5 from 6 in New Zealand. He's raced by the Lover Boys Syndicate. Now, I'm not entirely sure who's all involved, but one of the people that is Elizabeth Whelan. She'll be doing cartwheels over this because this dog, to start with, he was winning in moderate times, and every time he steps out, he goes faster and faster. 17.71, I think, was his previous best year. He comes out tonight with a 43, but not only that, it's just that opening sectional, because if you start running sectionals like that, well, you can run up against any sprinter in the country because you could be in front. And that's where most sprints are won from. 6 Lover. Wow. We had a faster winner earlier, of course. But still, that explosive early speed, something else. And we're talking Class 2s here. Not anymore. 260, 140 Lover, 5 Corborn Morris 240 and 2 Allegro Runnings 140, Quinella 1020, Trifecta 55.70, 6521 first 4, $204.50. Paul Freeman with the dog. Got a treble here. 2, 2 and 6. Favoured way, but still $41.20. We had Corborn Gunner Leg 1, Smash Allegro, and now Lover. And race 10, our feature tonight. Only a 7-dog field. No third tote dividend, but there is a top 3 dividend on final field fixed odds 1910. Sheer miss off the inside one on Monday at Manawa 2 has been backed in from 280 to 230. Timid Turtle was 4th in that same race. It did break 30 seconds here last week. Gets a spare box on his inside. Excuse me, he's at 260. We've got a Hearn and a Roberts here. That's all we've got left with the scratching of the Angela Turnwald runner. And thereafter, you've got 750 around Corborn Cooks, who's got early pace, and Absent Minded, who won 2 back, $7.50. Jess Smith, welcome aboard. Only 3 to go here. Some interesting races to come. Just saw a phenomenal exhibition of early speed there. And hope you enjoy the rest of your night. We've got Spring Cup, of course, coming up. And Moonee Valley kicking in too.
Yeah, thanks, Rosso. Looking forward to it. I'm here with you until 1 a.m, so make sure you stay tuned throughout the evening. We've got plenty of feature racing to bring your way, and yeah, remarkable opening sections there with Lover, and particularly with those track conditions. So looking forward to the last 3 there. Of course, as Rosso mentioned, the Spring Cup tonight. We do see the sole New Zealand Cup nomination and no doctor needed there, but looking forward to the rest of the night. As we head back to Alexandra Park very shortly, I'll be heading to Albion Park for their next event first and foremost, though. Looking ahead to the Pick 6 tonight, 25k for that at Alexandra Park, a 40k guaranteed quaddie too. So good luck if you are investing. Later on this evening, we've got Albion Park here, 2.5 minutes out, meeting 24, race number 4. Jack Stars at 240 and 112, 260 and $1.10. In terms of Alexandra Park, of course, we saw the 5th kick off their Pick 6 tonight, and race 7, which is the first leg of the 40k guaranteed quaddie. That'll kick off in the Spring Cup at 8:39 this evening. And the early favourite Huey Green, $3.20. But the money certainly came very, very large for Start Dreaming last night. When the market first opened, $5 when I had a chat to Richard Wilson on the radio last night. So $5 Start Dreaming. When I left radio last night, it got down to around $4.20, so it's been smashed into $2.70. Meeting code 5, race number 7 tonight, the Alabar 2016 Spring Cup, and that's just one of many, many features to come throughout the evening. Of course, Moonee Valley Night Gallops, their first event, meeting code 18 tonight, will go at 9:30, and we're also taking Sunshine Coast today. Bit of Kiwi interest at the Valley with Lisa Latter lining up Manhattan Street, but of course Kiwi Breeds there in action tonight too, so looking forward to that. Albion Park race 4, just a minute out from a start time. The next at Hattrick, as Rosso mentioned, race 10 will go at 8:28, and does feature Timid Turtle, who opened at $2.60. Sheer Miss was at 280 not too long ago either, so it looks like a 2-dog race in terms of the market. The first security, class 4 and 5. So Albion Park just a minute out from this, meeting 24, race number 4 on trackside 2 tonight, if you're looking to continue over with the Australian harness racing later on tonight. Got that meeting from Bathurst starting shortly, meeting 21 on trackside 2, also Shepherd and harness, and later on tonight going throughout the evening, complementing our Australian thoroughbred racing, we have Gloucester Park, Perth, on meeting 26 this evening. So you'll be able to switch between the 2 channels if you are staying up into the wee small hours to take in the feature thoroughbred racing. You'll also be able to partake in that Gloucester Park harness too. So Albion Park race number 4, meeting 24, as they start to score up here. We'll head on course very shortly. After Albion Park, we'll be heading to race number 6, the handicap trot at Alexandra Park. But we'll head on course for the 4th at Albion Park this evening.
favourite here. 1 Jack Stars. He's back in Queensland. He's a 3 times Albion Park winner. Fast beginner suited here by the mile. 280 on the tote. Touch short of fixed at 250. Jack Stars running the favourite. We're just about ready to run. Stand by. There's the green light. They're off and pacing. Jack Stars from the inside left quickly. Showing speed out wider. Clock on Doc Lombo. Getting away nicely. Domestic Art. Slipper Sly Grin deep. Cash in trying to hold the back of Jack Stars. He couldn't do that. Domestic Art grabbed that spot. Uncle Paul between runners. De Hillman the inside. Judah Ben Hur Demos. And Glenferrie Boss goes back to the tail. Lead time 3.4. Jack Stars in front. Leading the way by 5 metres. Quarter without cover. Clock on Doc Lombo. Domestic Art leaders back. Slipper Sly Grin deep but going forward. Cash in, 3 back on the inside, covered by Uncle Paul. De Hillman, 4 back on the inside. Next, Judah Ben Hur, Demos and Glenferrie Boss. The first quarter, 28.3. They work past the judge and the bell. Jack Stars controls it, leading the way 4 metres at its wheel second. Clock on Doc Lombo. Domestic Art leaders back third. 1 by 1 Uncle Paul. Cash in the inside. No luck, Slipper Sly Grin. He's parked out there. 3 deep, 2 is the oval. Between runners, Judah Ben Hur, De Hillman the inside, Demos, Glenferrie Boss. They pass the midway point, second quarter, 28.5. That's a solid first half. Heading down the back straight. Jack Stars in front, leading it by a neck. Clock on Doc Lombo, second the outside. Domestic Art leaders back. Uncle Paul 1-1. The inside cash in. Judah Ben Hur starting a solo move, 3 wide. De Hillman away from the inside, but he's still in traffic. Demos, Glenferrie Boss calling it a day. Slipper Sly Grin, third quarter, 30.1. Jack Stars is beaten quickly. Clock on Doc Lombo races to the lead. Judah Ben Hur out of the pack is giving chase, and they break away this pair. Jack Stars under heavy pressure. De Hillman starting to make some ground, and then Glenferrie Boss. They're at the top of the lane. Clock on Doc Lombo leads the way. Judah Ben Hur is a danger on the outside. It's Judah Ben Hur racing the clock on Doc Lombo. Running on was De Hillman, Glenferrie Boss, but Judah Ben Hur takes it. He beats Clock on Doc Lombo, Glenferrie Boss, De Hillman, Cash in, Domestic Art. Next over the line, Uncle Paul. Jack Stars carving right up, beating home Slipper Sly Grin, Demos, 28.8, 55 for the mile.
All right, Albion Park race number 4. We'll have that full result for you as soon as we possibly can. Heading back to the park, of course, the feature tonight is the Spring Cup. That's race 7 and the first leg of the $40,000 quaddie, so make sure you get those tickets on. But we head to Craig at the park. Craig, nice to be working with you again. A Blackguard's Corner here, $1.80, $1.07. Not surprising to hear from the bookies, over 200 multis going through this horse tonight.
Yeah, thanks, Jess. Lovely to be working with you again. Yes. Great time to be joining us here at the park tonight. Of course, our feature trot, Blackguard's Corner. Of course, we'll talk to Tony Hurley very shortly. Haven't seen him since back at the end of May, Jess, but what I can tell you is work last Saturday was, or fortnight ago, was exceptional, beating Huey Green. Huey Green wasn't extended, but he's a pacer versus a trotter, and I thought Blackguard's Corner worked very well. Pretty quick last half and quarter. And he's got the handicap advantage here, Jess, of around 30 metres over his main rivals, Reel Me In and Cool Cobber. He needs to do it right, but he's far better right-handed than he is left-handed. That's the reason he's at Alexandra Park now and domiciled in the north, Blackguard's Corner. Talking about trotting races, of course, the Alabar DG Jones Trotting Cup on Sunday. The fixed odds are out for that, so if you want to have a look at the multis and play something at Alexandra Park into Sunday, favourite is Sunny Ruby at 250 over 1 Over the Moon at 390. Of course, back down the South Island. Last start at Alexandra Park, defeating Reel Me In. And the grass track specialist, Zachary Binks, $7. Look for him go to blinder. Amanda Tomlinson takes the drive for the very informed stable. Zachary Binks, I think he's won 5 on the grass. $7. Fourth favourite in the DG Jones Trotting Cup Sunday afternoon. Looking forward to that. I think they race just after 4 o'clock at Mochikarara. There is Blackguard's Corner. His driver, Tony Hurley. Tony, good to have Blackguard's Corner back on the track tonight. I know the trial last week beat Huey Green. They went pretty slow, but pretty good last quarter. Happy with the way he's come up?
Yeah, no, he is a nice horse, and he's seems a lot happier this way around. That's why Mark and Natalie left him up here. He's just freshened up, obviously, since the Road Cup meeting, and it's his first run back, but in saying that, he does seem quite forward in himself, and he's quite a strong sort of horse, so hopefully no bad luck, and he can be right there.
I suppose the advantage of that 30 metres over those proven horses like Cool Cobb and Reel Me In, that gives them a chance to maybe get a gap between them.
Yeah, well, that'll be the intention, so we can keep that gap.
Mate, good chances tonight. All the best.
Yeah, cheers. Thanks very much.
Yeah, our interview subjects have been pretty good tonight. Tony Hurley, he's picked up 2 already with his very smart maidens, Crystal Sparkles. And, of course, the very impressive Shadow Pass in race number 3. He guided Alta Michaela into a placing in the last. So he's having a pretty good night at the office, Tony Hurley. And Zach Butcher, our other interview subject, is going pretty well as well. We'll catch up with him prior to our feature tonight, talk about all the Barry Purdon trained runners in race number 7. Robert Dunn, though, has got Whitney in the next. Robert, Whitney's run was okay first up, but I noticed a lot of improvement at the workouts last week with her.
Yeah, it was. Look, the first up run was super cheap. She actually broke and then broke when going to the lead, and then she actually got flat-footed at the quarter, and Jack thought she was all done, but she actually picked herself up and tried hard. But we just changed a few things with the training. We stepped it up a little bit, and we stepped the swimming up a bit more, and it was a really good trial on Saturday, and she's actually trained super this week, so I think a very, very strong place chance. Even though the field's a good field, she'll step away real quick, and that's going to put her on the race. Normally doesn't break, so that was a bit of a rare thing to happen. But it wasn't the point of a turn, and coming out of a turn sometimes can happen, but she's right in the zone and very happy with her, Craig.
So that's Robert's thought about Whitney in race number 6. Result from Albion Park, Judah Ben-Hur, 11:42.20. Clock on Doc Lombo. Saw him race about a fortnight ago when I was there. 170. Glenferrie Boss, 480. Quinella paid 29.50. Trifecta, 795.90. First 4, 10, 4, 7 and 9, $5,160.30. Albion Park, meeting 24, race 4. That result confirmed and in your account now. So you can reinvest in our feature trot here at Alexandra Park, race number 6. I thought Blackguard's Corner, an exciting trotter. I think he ran 5th in the Rowe Cup. He's on his day. He's probably got a couple of lengths on these trotters, and that's no disrespect to the likes of Reel Me In and Cool Cobber, but 30-metre handicap is a big one. If he can get a decent space between him and his main rivals, I think he'll win here. 5 Blackguard's Corner. Reel Me In, much better last up, but that was a mobile. Back to a stand. That's a bit of a concern. He has been doing it okay, though. Philip Butcher back on board tonight. Cool Cobber, he's probably in the twilight of his career. He's a rising 10-year-old, but he's racing super at the moment. He'll be hitting the line nicely. Clocked him last week, 158 his last mile, so he was trotting pretty quick, Cool Cobber. Home in 56.9. He's pretty well ready to go, Cool Cobber, tonight. Derek Ball aboard. And I thought the big improver, if you want one at longer odds here, around about the $3.50 place odds, Monet. First up run was really good. 20-metre handicap, John Dunn for Michelle Wallace and Bernie Hackett, former Southerner, with, of course, the Williamson barn, domiciled in the north at the moment. First up at the park last week behind Reel Me In was very good, made up a lot of ground. I could see Monet running on into the top 4 here. Good field this, Chuck and Katie Hall. Good to see Barry Purdon taking the drive for Tim Vince. $17. Katie Hall, last start winner, off the 10-metre handicap. Wouldn't be without a chance. And a horse like Commander in Paris, also another one that this time last year was flying, and he's at $14, Commander in Paris. Todd Mitchell had a gallop at the wrong time last time. Wouldn't leave him out of combinations. There's Lucky Fortune, can't miss him. The Golden Mane, horse trained by Lyndon Andrew Neal. Gallop last start. 2 prior wins, very good. 5,857 live in pick 6 going into the second leg. Many of them on the favourite Blackguard's Corner. Into 170 after opening at 220. Aaron White, as I come to you, you've got him on top. He's an exciting trotter. We'll know more within the first 400 metres.
Yeah, we certainly will. He performed well here at Alexandra Park through his last campaign, didn't he? The son of Love You, and as you mentioned, it culminated with a 5th there in the Rowe Cup, and behind Monet he came out again. It ran second and behind Commander Paris before heading to the paddock. Tony Hurley, the trainer and driver, he's on top for me. 11 Reel Me In. It was good to see him back in winning form a fortnight ago. He could certainly go on with it, Reel Me In. The 12, Cool Cobber, the 2,700 metres should suit. And saying that, the last time he did gallop early over the 2,700 metres back in late August, Derek Ball, and the 8, Monet. I thought its first run at the park 2 weeks ago was good enough to see it a chance here, John Dunn, for Michelle Wallace and Bernie Hackett. 5, 11, 12 and 8. This should be a very competitive feature trot on the card tonight.
Thanks, Aaron. 1,100 at $1.80, 2,500 at $1.80, and a $10,000 bet on your favourite Blackguards Corner. That's the biggest bet tonight so far, and hence why he is shortening considerably into a $1.70 favourite. So all the money with the Tony Hurley trained and driven Blackguards Corner. Best back runner tonight. Good luck with your investments. He'll start off the 10-metre handicap in the black colours with the white star. Here's our...
Thanks, Craig. Master Monarchy comes forward now with Katie Hall, Blackguards Corner, the race favourite off the 10-metre barrier strand. As the barrier strands release here, and in fact the barrier strand got caught around Hot Chocolate Tart here, so I'd say Frank Phelan will be on the whistle. He is, and we're going to have a false start here for the Belmont Linen Hire handicap trot. So just coming through from the Stipendatory Steward's desk, starter Frank Phelan just reporting to the stewards that he hit the button, but there was no reaction for the tapes there, so a malfunction with the starting mechanism, so hence why we had the false start with Hot Chocolate Tart picking up that front tape. Actually ran through the front tape there, did Hot Chocolate Tart. So the Belmont Linen Hire handicap trot, our feature trot tonight. We'll re-rack him here for the 6th of the card. The barriers have been redrawn for the feature trot. Hot Chocolate Tart Gintaras off the front tape. Master Monarchy and Katie Hall, Blackguards Corner and Whitney. Then further back we have Commander Paris and Monet. Lucky Fortune and Charlemagne in the back markers. Scary McCleary. Reel Me In and back there too, Cool Cobber. Belmont Linen Hire handicap trot, the barrier strands release, and they are off and trotting, and away nicely was Hot Chocolate Tart from Gintaras. Whitney's down and trotting in third. Commander Paris up to fourth in front of Master Monarchy and Katie Hall. Blackguards Corner will settle down in the first 7 or 8 as they work on to the showgrounds turn, and they're followed by Monet. There's 4 lengths Charlemagne, and Reel Me In is Lucky Fortune's the first to gallop. In fact, he's got a broken boring pole there too, a Lucky Fortune. and Cool Cobber safely down and trotting on the back of Reel Me In, and a wee bit tardy from its 40-metre back mark, Scary McCleary the last, as the peloton work into the lane with 2,200 metres left to go, and it's Hot Chocolate Tart leading. Coming up on the outside, Whitney, Gintara's the inside, and Blackguard's Corner's been caught 3 wide for the early part of the trip. Master Monarchy to its inside as Whitney now strides on to the lead with 2 circuits to go. Katie Hall racing on the outside at Commander Paris as they work around the stables corner. Then Monet, there followed Charlemagne, 4 or 5 lengths away Reel Me In, 2 to Cool Cobber, 5 lengths Lucky Fortune, and no chance now to Scary McCleary, who's galloped through the home straight. Up into the back they go, 1,700 to run, and Whitney leads a length and a quarter right on its back. Hot Chocolate Tart, Blackguard's Corners obliged to sit park for the Iceman. Back on the inside, Gintara's 1-1 Master Monarchy. Back on the inside, Commander Paris. They're followed by Katie Hall and Monet. And then Charlemagne and Reel Me In, Cool Cobber. Lucky Fortune taking up the leeway now on the marker line. 1:27 and 6 was the lead time, and pulled up. In fact, heading back to the stables already is Scary McCleary. As the rest of the field, they sweep across the showgrounds turn second time. Whitney leads. Here's a move coming from the back now, and it's from Monet getting up on the outside of Blackguard's Corner. Back over on the inside then to Hot Chocolate Tart as Reel Me In also comes forward out 3. That's around Master Monarchy and Gintara's, then Katie Hall and Commander Paris, Charlemagne and Lucky Fortune. Cool Cobber the last 33, the opening quarter of the Belmont Linen Higher Trot. Down to the Judge Bell and 1 to go. Whitney will stride into the final circuit, being accompanied now by Reel Me In on the outside. Hot Chocolate Tart with a lovely drag in the trail. Blackguard's Corner 1-1. Gintara's the inside of Monet. Commander Paris just eases away from the markers there. That pushes Master Monarchy out 3. Back on the inside, Lucky Fortune. Then Katie Hall. Back in the field is Charlemagne. Cool Cobber, Scary McCleary's pulled up 30 and 2. Was the next quarter into the back they go. Whitney leads by a head. On the outside, Reel Me In again. He's got the ears flicking forward and back, sitting out park, quite comfortable there. Back on the inside then was Hot Chocolate Tart. Blackguard's Corners in the 1-1. Striding up out 3 wide now on these Master Monarchy. Gintara's the inside. Then Monet. Katie Hall's out wider. Lucky Fortune. Commander Paris. Cool Cobber's got a lot to do. As to Charlemagne. Back straight quarter, 30.1. Leader Whitney only narrowly from Reel Me In. Hot Chocolate Tart away from the markers. Blackguard's Corner, he's going to have to pull out a big effort up on the outside as Reel Me In goes for home. From now, Hot Chocolate Tart off its back, then Whitney, Blackguard's Corner. Lucky Fortune getting right through on the inside. In front though, Reel Me In, 75 to go, and the Reel Me In, he's back. This has been a big win off 40 metres. Reel Me In goes back to back. Nice win from Hot Chocolate Tart. Monet, big run 3rd, then Katie Hall for 4th. They were followed Charlemagne and Cool Cobber, Gintara's. Further back in the field then was Commander Paris. They were followed in by Lucky Fortune. Blackguard's Corner with that. They were followed back by Whitney, Master Monarchy, and pulled up on the journey Scary McCleary. 3:30.2 off the front, so we're going to trim that up substantially with a 40-metre back mark for Reel Me In, and he is well back in form now, the 8-year-old son of Real Desire. For the Splash Out Syndicate, Philip Butcher for Matthew Pemberton. Hot Chocolate Tart's got another beauty in for a second there. And Monet will race through and take the trifecta spot in the Belmont Linen Higher Handicap Trot. And great to see him well back in form. Reel Me In.
Official placings, race 6, the Belmont Linen Higher Handicap Trot. 11-1-8, 4-10-5. 11-1-8, 4-10-5. Horse 11, Reel Me In. trotted the 2,700 metres from a stand and a handicap, and a good time of 3:27.1. Mile rate of 2:3.5. Last day 159.3. The 429.1. The margins 1 1/4 lengths, 1 1/4 lengths, 2 lengths. 11.18, 4, 10, 5. Race 6, Belmont Linen Hire handicap trot.
Career success 12 tonight at start to 67. His ninth victory under the ribbon of light here at Alexandra Park. And Reel Me In back at the head of the field for the Splash Out Syndicate, the owners and breeders. Matthew Pemberton trained at Patamahoe, and again beautifully handled by Philip Butcher here in the feature square gating event on Spring Cup night for 2016, the Belmont Linen Hire handicap trot. Victoria Lee was down there part of the victory celebrations with race night steward of the Auckland Trotting Club and Peter May. One Hot Chocolate Tart for second. Continental Man Brown 6-year-old mare at a French Connection, raced by GD and Mrs. D.R. Beckett and Mrs. L.A. Chilcott. Nicky Chilcott trained at Cambridge Raceway. Dylan Ferguson. And in for third, 8 Monet, Monarchy